Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. It's time for our midweek madness. It is our Pro-Am class here from Roving Island World Tour 2 North America Edition, presented by DDR. D-Dot Racing, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute legends over there in the United Kingdom, dropping us a bomb of a series so far this season. And today, we're in Japan. We're at Tokyo East counterclockwise circuit. It's a 7.2 kilometer circuit. It is a city style track, and it is a tarmac surface. It appears in Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. Welcome in. Hope everybody's had a fantastic week up to this point. And, well, if not, we're going to make it a little bit better with some great racing action here tonight. So we're going to break down what it is that we're here to do this evening. So our series settings, these are our base series settings. They are the same for the whole racing series. It is qualifying settings are set as the same as the racing conditions. Our lobby opens up at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for our drivers to start warming up, finish any last tunes or adjustments they need to make on those race cars. Of course, they have a race briefing with race control before the race, and then we start qualifying at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time-ish. That's the idea anyways. Scope VPR, what's up, Mike? We have a BOP on, tuning off series here as well. It is a grid start with a full start check. Slipstream is real. Our mechanical damage is heavy. The drivers start with a full tank of fuel, and they're only allowed traction control and anti-lock brakes. The track edge grip is real, and the overtaking system is on default. The drivers must use a required tire for a mandatory of one full circuit lap, which means they have to have an out lap, a full lap, and an in lap under their belt in order for that tire to count. Our penalty settings are shortcut penalties are on weak, so we let the game enforce our shortcut penalties. Our car contact and wall contact penalties are turned off. We let our stewarding officials handle that post race. We got correcting course after vehicle hits wall is off. Resetting after going off track is also off. We have the flag rules turned on, and our pit line penalties are also turned on. All right, so today we have two races for everybody. We got a sprint race and a little bit of a longer sprint race to follow it up with. So the first race will start with a 15-minute qualifying run, and it will be a 15-minute sprint race to follow that up. It's going to be a wet race here in race number one, and the only tires allowed to be used are the intermediates or the heavy wet tires. And no tire, no fuel consumption, and it's R05, cloudy with rain, and it is sunrise with a ×8 weather variable. From there, we head into the afternoon, and, well, the track dries up a little bit. So race 2 is going to be set in reverse grid based off of race 1 finishing results. It'll be a 30-minute sprint race. Mandatory soft and racing medium tires will need to be used by these drivers. 4 times fuel, 4 times tire wear. Every time they go around the track here tonight, it's going to be like using 4 laps worth of tires and 4 laps worth of fuels on these racing cars. And the weather is S13, sunny with a few monsoon clouds. We're in the afternoon conditions, and again, that weather variable still sitting there at 8 times. Hope we're all having a beautiful day here today, and we're just going to continue rocking through here. So next up on our viewing screen here is going to be our current championship standings coming into round 5 here. So after 4 rounds of racing, last track was a deep forest last week. This is where it's all shaken up here in this Pro-Am class. We've got ATB Apex Guardian sitting there in the lead. We've got 1010's Fast Ginger sitting in second place, just 10 points in behind. We've got VPR CB Matt Murch in third position, just a few points in behind him. Then we've got ATK Motorsports Death in fourth. We've got THG's Tron Kobe in fifth place. We've got VPR Miguel Dizzle in sixth. We've got VPR's Agent Orange in 7th. We've got THG's Sticky Bandit here in 8th place. We've got VPR CB Merch in 9th. We've got 1010's Egon in 10th position. We've got Lucky Alpha from VPR in 11th. Teammate Shredda in just underneath there in 12th. We've got Nolander, Mr. Nolander Gaming in 13th position, and Pete Snow in 14th. So I do believe we're supposed to have a nice full grid here tonight, but it looks like we're missing a couple of drivers currently on track here, so have to wait and see what happens. So there we go. On the track in front of us is a little bit of a look at what the drivers are going to be up against here tonight. So the start finish line is right in the top middle of the track map, and we're going to be heading in the left direction, again, counterclockwise direction. It's a 4.5 mile racetrack, 7.3 kilometers, has 12 left and right hand turns. Again, tarmac road surface. It's a city circuit and has an elevation change of 105 feet. So as we head towards turn 1 on the left hand side of the track map, there is Toll Plaza. It's a very huge radius hairpin corner, and then we get up to a nice little juicy run. We come into a little bit of a kinky corner, and we call that mayhem. And we call that mayhem because the drivers are coming through into there very fast, and at the beginning of the race they're coming in very tight together. From there the track narrows in these little yellow sectors here, and then we head into Tanabe. Bullet Train and Katana sector is just a big high-speed set of S sectors. Basically, as we get through the middle part of the racetrack, we head down into Shigina and up in through the Go Chicane and down through Mantis Corner. From there, we're just getting ready to set up for that very long back stretch. As we head through Quicksilver, that takes us into our next hairpin entry. There's a little tiny kink there. You got to be careful if you're in behind another car and realize that that's coming, because while it's a concrete barrier there, you don't want to be on the wrong end of that. From there, we head into Cherry Blossom, which is turns 12 and 13 here. And then it just takes us up this very long straight stretch. It's about a 2-mile straight run here at Tokyo East counterclockwise. Let's go. ATB says, baby, what is up, everybody? Chris coming in saying, let's go Apex. Got Josh saying hello. We got What Up Uncle says, baby. All right, so looks like we're just missing Pete Snow here. Let's get that track map off of there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give you a little look at Tokyo here. This is what Tokyo looks like under the lights here. So it is fairly close to our weather conditions here for our first race up on the screen in front of us. With the exception is, well, it's dry on this racetrack. It's not going to be so dry on the racetrack here when it comes to racing conditions. So all we're doing now at this point is just waiting for race control to tell us to go ahead and send these drivers out on track for qualifying. Alright, got too many cords wrapped up around me. Just bear with me while I knock the mic around for a couple seconds. Let's go catch up with our awesome chat here real quick. We got Paradise coming in with a thumbs up. Hope you're doing good, Daniel. We got Scott coming in with the like and the share. Chris Reeves also coming in with the like and the share. Legends, I tell ya. Oh yeah, we appreciate y'all. And we got some bitrate warnings apparently. It'll settle in. It always does. Alright, we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, qualifying's underway. Let's flip that screen over so you guys and gals can watch all the great action there, wherever it is that you're viewing from, whether it be your home or your office, or maybe you're out camping and you just wanted to catch the race tonight. We do appreciate wherever it is you're watching from. Alright, let's go see what we got going on. We have a 15-minute qualifying run, so it's the length of the race. So it's like a free practice session for these drivers in the rain here tonight. And it's going to be Egon who's going to lead the charge here for the Pro-Am class in week number 5. And you guys can't see diddly squat. Hey, let's check that. Let's fix that, shall we? Hey, there we go. Now you can see. PPI on the grid. Alright, so it's going to be Egon to take us out here. So we're just going to stay on the outside of this Porsche 911 RSR here as Egon takes us around here. And you can see it's very wet outside right now. It's just a little over halfway on the moisture meter on the bottom left hand side of our screen there, right beside the tires and the body of the car is that moisture meter, and that tells the drivers and us viewing at home how wet that racetrack is right now underneath the race car. So there's 2 lines in the middle of that meter. The first line means that the driver should be using intermediate wet tires, and then it goes over that second line. It's indicating that the drivers should be considering putting on heavy wet tires, but to each their own for the drivers, and how they choose to operate in the wet conditions, of course, is up to them. But both tires are available to our drivers here in this first set of races. So Egon and Nolander here. Nolander he likes this track. He's good at Tokyo. So Nolander is definitely going to be a driver to be looking out for here. He's got a car with some good top end as well underneath of him here for this race. This could be a race for Nolander to get on the podium here. So we're going to be watching to see how Nolander handles this race here today. But we know he's very quick around Tokyo. Get her done, boys. Let's go, Apex. Hey, lots of love, lots of love. We got lots of love for all the team drivers in here. That's what we love to see. All right, so Nolander's actually gotten around Egon here. Nolander's he ain't messing around here, man. He means business, even with a damaged race car. He means business. Come on, ATB, give these boys the business. No quarter, give them nothing but the tail lights. Hey, you know it, Chris. You know it, brother. All right, so I'm not sure which car to follow here, to be honest. Nolander has damage, so I suspect he's going to jump in to fix that damage, and I am correct with that. You can see him heading towards pit lane here. So we're going to stick on with Egon here, and I think we've already lost a driver. No, we have not. We're missing one. Alright, so let's do an on-board here with 1010's Egon here, as he's going to be the first driver to put in a hot lap here in qualifying in our final race night of week number 5 at Tokyo here. And here you're breaking about 200 to 175 meter board in the rain here. You can see it's already drying up the track. It was not very rainy there at the beginning of qualifying there, so these drivers are going to have to think about that while they're driving up the racetrack. You can see there's a dry line. You can see a little darker part of the racetrack on the left-hand side of the car here. That is what is wet right now, and these drivers should be trying to keep these temperatures down on these tires a little bit as they're coming around the racetrack here. Of course, these tires are designed to have more grip in less grip conditions than dry track as well. So we're heading through a few different sectors here, and then we're heading up in just sweeping racetrack. You can see here you got to really get close to the walls. You got to utilize every millimeter available without making contact on the walls here. Just nice smooth corners here from Egon right now as he comes around the racetrack. Sticky, let's go. Hey, you know that THD guy? That's fantastic. As we come through the Go chicane here again, same thing, just trying to utilize all the apexes of the racetrack. We've seen somebody just about dipping the wall there and behind Egon and his in-car camera there. And you can still see it's wet on the racetrack, but it's not as wet as we seen last night in our Pro Class race. It was quite wet at the start qualifying here. So at about the 75 meter board here, you can see him starting to wind this thing down through the gears, and you really want to get nice and tight to this apex here so you can get a huge exit. Right now you're on the power. You shouldn't be too worried about hitting the wall at this point, and just long run now, 2 miles of straight line running here for these cars. A little bit of a downhill coming into the tunnel, and then you're coming back uphill at the end of the tunnel, but these cars will hit about 170-ish miles an hour in slipstream. So they're moving pretty quick here, these Group 3 cars on this racetrack. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Egon is the first one through here. Looks like CB Matt gained some time. CB Matt's going to jump and take pole position there. Nolander's on an outlap, so let's get to ATB here. And what's ATB got for his first time through here? It's good enough for pole position for him. CB Merch comes through. He's only going to be good enough for 3rd place for CB Merch here. Let's see what Shred has got as he comes through. It's going to be 8th placer as Death knocks him down there, moving up into, I'm not even sure where he moved up into there. The pit lap driver has my timing all messed up. Alright, so we got Mr. Sticky Bandit here. He is in that Lexus Group 3 car here as well. So let's see what Sticky has here for his first run. It looks like a pretty decent lap here as well. 204.3 right now is a pole lap, and it's going to be good enough for 4th place there from that driver. We got Fast Ginger here coming through right now. He's going to move up into 5th place there with that first lap. So we got a couple drivers here in pit lane. We got one driver on a qualifying ban here today as well. So that driver will start at the back of the pack here in race number 1, and then he'll be good to go for race number 2. So 13 of our 14 registered drivers on the grid here tonight, and well, this could be spicy. It's gonna be a spicy night of racing. So it is ATB on pole, but it is Egon who's now all the way down to the 8th place here, who's sitting first to come back through the start finish line here. Again, he is in a purple sector there as he comes through, and then we're going to be at CB Matt right in behind there. Alright, so CB Matt is tucked right there in behind Egon right now too as well. And Egon is almost half a second purple here as he comes down the straightaway here. So CP Matt trying to take advantage of that a little bit here, but it looks like he's just on the tail end of that slipstream. Looks like Egon got a good run coming out of Cherry Blossom there. And as I head down this very long straightaway, let's see which one of these two is going to take it here. It's going to be Egon for the time being, but CB Matt's going to steal it away from him there as he was tucked right in behind. So separated by 0.2 of a second there. That was a nice lap right there by CB Matt. But ATB is going to come back and take the pole right back away. CB Merch does not get an improvement there. Death coming through here right now with Lucky Alpha, I believe. Or not Lucky Alpha, Agent Orange up ahead there. So ATK Death here in 5th place now. We've got CB Merch here in 6th. We've got Sticky Bandit in 8th place. Nolander just went and cracked another lap there. We got Ginger here in 9th. We'll take a look at that lap there. That was his first one of the night. So we'll go see where he put himself on the grid in just a moment's time here. Sticky Bandit coming through with a 204.3 there as well, so we'll go check to see where that placed him as well. We should have been sitting on him there. We got Ginger here. He's going to move up into 3rd place. So we got Miguel in 10th. We got Shredda in 11th. Tron in 12th. Where is Nolander and Sticky Bandit? Nolander in 6th. The Sticky Bandit currently sitting in 7th here, so pole sitter is ATB with a 203.593 here currently. It's CB Matt with a 203.741. TT's Fast Ginger with a 203.903. We got a Egon here with a 203.956. Agent Orange from VPR here in 5th position as well. Got Nolander here in 6th. We got Sticky Bandit in 7th. We've got ATK's Death here in 8th. We've got CB Merch in 9th. We've got Miguel Dizzle here in 10th position. We've got Shredda in 11th. We've got Drone here in 12th. And again, Lucky Alpha will start the back of the grid here. Qualifying ban due to incident last week's race. Ooh, big slide there from ATBs. He's coming through. So that means, where is Egon? He's our 4th place driver currently. Him and CB Matt should both be coming through here. CB Matt's actually gotten around Egon. Looks like Egon is quite a ways back there. So Egon may have made a mistake or potentially got into wall trouble there on that lap, and CB Matt is quite a ways ahead here. So let's see what he's got as he comes through. This is a good lap. It's going to be a first 202. It's a 202.3 coming here from CB Matt. That was a blazer. It's a 205 here from Egon. We didn't think we were going to see an improvement there. I believe it's Agent Orange and Death coming through here next. As let's see where they end up here. Agent Orange does not grab any spot there, but Death moves up into 3rd place there, so he had a good lap there, a 203.842 coming from ATK's Death there. I think Fast Ginger is going to be our next driver to be coming through here. There's one up in front. It's Sticky Bandit. Where is our boy, Sticky? There he is. Alright, so you can see it's very dry in the tunnel, so these drivers are on nice dry conditions just inside this tunnel here. Sticky doesn't get the improvement there. Let's see what Fast Ginger has as he's coming through here. I think it's Nolander in behind Fast Ginger here. Fast Ginger's going to move up into 3rd place there, so that was a good lap there from Ginger. Nolander's just coming around the first corner. We got Miguel coming into Cherry Blossom right now. There we go. We haven't seen Miguel yet as he's coming across here in qualifying. We still have 5.5 minutes remaining here in qualifying as well, so plenty of time for these drivers to continue to jostle these positions around here on the racetrack for our race starting position here in race number 1. But we're going to stay with the VPR driver here in 11th place. Let's see what he's got here. Looks like a 205.696, and it's not going to move him up any positions here for the time being, but let's see what Shredda's got here. Where is Mr. Shredda? Shredda's got a little ways to go here, so we're going to jump back to, I believe it's our pole sitter here, Mr. Matt Merch, and he is ripping down this long straight here, and then this ATB right in behind him there, it looks like. 202.422, so showing some real good consistency there too as well. Egon coming through there, he's going to stay in 5th place. ATB is a 203.225 there. It's a 202.7 his best lap there. Ginger's in a 203 flat. Death is on a fresh flying lap here. Nolander, there he is. Let's see where Nolander's got here as he's coming around. He's at, looking like it's going to be a 203, maybe a 204 lap here as he comes through. Oh, it's a 203.068, and he's a whisker underneath. Fast Ginger there now in 4th place. So that was a good lap there from Nolander as he came through. For Shredda here as he comes through, I don't think he made an improvement there. We got Sticky Bandit just in behind here as well. It's a 204.5, so very, very consistent coming from some of these drivers every time they come through here. We got Tron with a 205.364, and he's just coming down the long run here himself right now as well. So let's see what he's got. We haven't seen Tron come across the line yet here this evening. And we only have 3 minutes remaining in qualifying, so the drivers will see a little bit more. This was a 204.427 there, so that was his best lap. It's a 9th place there now for Tron. So it is still CB Matt sitting in provisional pole with ATB 4/10 of a second in behind currently. We have Fast Ginger 3/10 of a second in behind ATB. We've got Nolander 1/2 of a tenth in behind Fast Ginger. CB Merch coming in with a 204.1 there, a good lap. We got Agent Orange here almost 3/4 of a second behind those top 4 drivers. Death is a whisker just under a tenth in behind Agent Orange. Miguel coming through the faster lap that last time around as well. We have Egon here just 1/10 in behind Death. We have CB Merch just 2/10 in behind Egon. 2/10 separates him and Sticky Bandit. Sticky Bandit is separated by Tron Colby by a tenth here right now, currently sitting in 10th. And then 3/4 of a second here to Miguel, and then Shredda struggling a little bit here under these wet conditions on this racetrack. 203.17 that time through from the CB Matt there, and Egon going through the 203.2 as well, but that's not going to move him up any, and not an improvement there from ATB. Who's up in front here? There we go, it's Mr. Nolander up in front. And looks like a pretty good lap here again coming from Nolander. It's a 203.3 coming from Nolander there that time around, so it's not good enough to move up on the grid this time, but he's going to get one more crack at it here as he has about a minute 50, maybe 5, about minute 50 when he came across the line there. Let's see what we got here. We got Sticky Bandit coming through there. We don't see him jump up any spots there. We got Fast Ginger's going to move up into 2nd place over the 202.5, and he's going to move up 3/10 ahead of ATB. Oh boy, we're in for a race tonight here, I think. Again, we had 2 great races so far this week from our AMs and our pros. AM on Monday and pros last night here. It looks like the pro-ams are settling in and knock it out of the park here to finish the week off. We have Agent Orange currently sitting in 6th. We got a 203.8 coming from one of our drivers that just went through. We got Tron Colby here ripping up the track. I think it was Death that we just seen with that time come through there. We got CB Merch in 9th. We got Sticky here in 10th. We've got Miguel here in 11th, and he's coming down right now. And let's see what he's got here as he comes into the tunnel. It's going to be about a 205 lap here, I think. Maybe a 204. 205.152 there, so it was a small improvement there from Miguel. And again, you know, we said it time and time again, it's not always about who's the fastest driver is. It's about racing conditions change. You got dirty air. It's all about consistency and keeping the car safe. Come on, Sticky, get a moving. Bubba, get that Lexus rocking. So here we go. It's going to be Matt coming through. It's going to be he's going to have enough time to try it again here. So it's going to be ATB, and he was just getting those tires in some nice wet conditions here. He's going to get one more crack at it too as well if he wants. There was a 203.5 that time around. Nolander's going to beat come through next here. And then it's going to be Fast Ginger, and I'm not sure in behind here. Oh, Agent Orange with a 203.178 moving up into 5th place there as well. So getting nice and tight there to Nolander, just a 10th in behind that last time around. So 202.912 from Nolander, and it's still good enough for 4th place. But just gaining a little distance there on Agent Orange. We've got Egon coming through here. Let's see what Egon's got as he comes through here now. Oh, we don't have Egon coming through. Let's go to Fast Ginger. He's coming down to finish his lap here right now. And then I'm going to try and track down who these other 2 drivers are. Sticky Bandit coming across the line there right now. You can see he's got the 4 ways flash. There was a 203.6 that time around for Ginger. And we got Tron Kobe here and Death. All right. We got ATK Death here. Let's see what he's got as he comes across there. It's a 204.067 that time around. Tron's going to come around here. It's a 207. And let's see what Merch has here. CB Merch, that is. Right now, his best is a 203.505. These guys are close. I mean, they're only separated by 1.5 seconds or so. For the most part through the field here, 204.962. They're coming from CB Merge. So we got Ginger and Dunn here. We got ATB is on a flyer here still. So let's see if ATB can find some time here on this last flying lap. You can see the track conditions are starting to get very wet here again. That dry line has very quickly disappeared here on the racetrack, and as we come through Jerry Blossom, you can see he was struggling for a grip there at the front end to get that car turned through the corner, but he manages to keep it together. And oof, scary moments, scary moments. Let's grow, y'all. Nice run, Nolander. Alright, let's see what ATV's got here as he's coming down, and it's a 54 at the timing line, so I don't want to be an improvement here as the conditions got very, very wet here at the end of qualifying. I think Nolander's still... Nope, Nolander's finished up. He's finished. Egon's finished. Merch is finished. Everybody looks like they're all finished up here. Alright, 13 drivers are going to start the grid here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, in the rain at Tokyo. So it's going to be some wet, very dimly lit conditions here in the city streets of Tokyo for race 1, and then as the afternoon comes in, the weather forecast starts to look up much better for these drivers, and we get some sunny breaks on the track. It's going to get that track dried up, and then we're going to see these drivers really get to kick it in high gear with those racing tires. So it is CB Matt in first place there with a 202.3, Fast Ginger with a 202.5, ATB with a 202.7, we have Nolander with a 202.9, Agent Orange with a 203.1, Egon with a 203.2, CB Merch with a 203.5, and a 203.8 for Tron Kobe. ATK's Death is a 203.842, Sticky Bandit is a 204.308, Miguel was a 205.1, and a 205.165 there for VPI Shredder. So about 3 seconds separating the field here. Alright, so we are just waiting for race control to give us the word, and we are going to kick it. And Nolander coming in with a triple share and the heart on the stream. Much love, my guy. Much love. We appreciate you, my dude. Drivers are ready. Are we ready at home? Alright, we're going racing. Glad to see Death on track with the really bad weather we had move across Florida. Yeah, we've been kind of keeping tabs on it here all day through the Discord server with them. So just hoping that he could get on track and get some good racing in for himself here tonight. Alright, kick them tires, light them fires. We're about to go race a chat for the final installment of Tokyo. Let's go Ted Teds, let's be mischievous, let's go TT, good show. Hey, here we go. We got 5 reds. We're waiting for the green to drop. We're green, 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 and everybody gets off the grid. So here we go. 13 GT3 cars barreling up this 1 mile run off this race start, heading into Toll Plaza, turns 1 and 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. Very wet conditions, and the track is very wet out here, so drivers are going to have to be very careful here. And let's see how they navigate this racetrack on this first lap here. Everybody's being very patient, lots of room given here up front. We got 3 wide, Nolander sticking it in there, but not going to get the job done. As Lucky Alpha's going to defend the position. There's Fast Ginger and Alpha now side by side. ATB's tucked in there as well with Nolander sitting right in behind him, and Fast Ginger is very quickly dropping down the line here as that line continues to swallow him up there. He gets settled back in right in behind Nolander. He's got Egon up the inside with Death up the inside there as well as we go through the corner. And well, the Pro-Ams, they're not waiting, they're racing. Here we go. All right, that was a great race start here, it looks like, though. As we continue through, we're just going to move into the back part of the pack here, and everybody is moving and grooving. So it is CB Matt in the lead, 1.7 seconds. Got a clean hole shot there. Agent Orange very quickly up into second place. ATB here in third. Nolander still sitting right there in fourth. And ooh, dirty air. Big slide there, but he just nicks that wall there and avoids that damage. We got Fast Ginger here in fifth place with the Egon teammate right in behind there in sixth position. And, oh, ATK Death dropping a spot there. CB Merch moves that Porsche up around, and Nolander's going to take a look up on the outside of ATV here. We're going to jump on board with that as we head through the Go chicane, and not an easy spot to make a pass either, ladies and gentlemen. That was a beautiful pass there by Nolander, and Nolander looks very confident here tonight, and absolutely taking advantage of a great move there, an early position grab. So on the podium right now is Nolander, and I said this to you guys tonight, watch out for Nolander tonight. This is his track. Agent Orange here in second place. We got Nolander here in third. We got ATB tucked in behind him in fourth, with Fast Ginger in fifth. We got Egon here in sixth. We got CB Merch in seventh. We got Death in eighth. Sticky right there in behind in ninth place. We got Shredda here in 10th. We got Lucky Alpha in 11th. Miguel in 12th, and Trone Kobe in 13th. And much like last night, our drivers are nose to tail for the first lap as they come down the tunnel here. Well, side by side, but nose to tail distance anyways. So it is CB Bad here, 1.5 seconds up the road. He's got the whole pack coming down. Egon pulls out of the line here. Fast Ginger pulls out of the line in front as well. Are they going to hook up here? Are they going to work together a little bit here? That is what it seems like. Nolander jumps up into second place. Nolander is on the move here right now. He's going to hold that inside position coming into Toll Plaza here for the second time. And it is defensive driving here coming right now from Nolander. Getting we're 3 wide as Lucky Alpha sends it up in between him and Fast Ginger, and he gets the job done. Egon looking up the inside here as well, coming out of corner 2, and it's side by side with him and Fast Ginger, and Fast Ginger is going to settle right back in, and right back down into 5th place goes Fast Ginger after jumping up into 3rd place. It's that easy on this racetrack to lose and move positions here, especially when you're in the draft. We're almost 3 wide here as we come into the next these pro-ams are sending it tonight. They're like, oh yeah, we're stealing the show this week. We got CP Merch here in 7th place. We got Death, a little slide right there in 8th position. That's going to allow Sticky Bandit to slot up ahead there. So Death's going to drop a position there. We got Sticky Bandit moving up into 8th place there with that little mistake. Ooh, little wide moment there from Shredda. That's going to allow Miguel to close in here in 11th place in behind. We got Trone and Lucky Alpha here still in 12th and 13th, and they are just chilling right now in the back of that pack. It is a battle for every millimeter of room here on the racetrack, but not for this guy. He is still in the lead, but it's only 1 second now. This BMW is charging fast. Nolander looking for a win here tonight. Agent Orange in 3rd place. We got Egon up into 4th. Fast Ginger here in 5th place, heading into Cherry Blossom. ATB in tow, and right in behind them is CB Merch. So the usual suspects here very early on, battling hard up in the front half of this pack. We got Sticky Bandit here in 8th place. We got Death in 9th. We got Shredda here in 10th. Miguel here in 11th place. We got Lucky Alpha in 12th, and Trone Kobe here in 13th. And we are still in a big old line at the end of lap 2 here at Tokyo East, counterclockwise in the rain. GG's to the Pro-Am class. This is some fantastic racing. This is what it's all about, and boy, they're feeling it tonight, aren't they? They are absolutely scrapping out here. We got Nolander. Nolander's chasing hard here. He's got it under a second. He's almost got into the slipstream there. CB Mad up in the lead. Agent Orange here is 1.3 seconds in behind Nolander, and he does have Egon right here in 4th place, and Fast Ginger in 5th place as well. Egon taking a look there. It's going to tuck back in as Lucky Alpha has a great line there, and we got Fast Ginger and Egon looking up the inside here, but that's going to put him on the outside coming around the kink here, and Lucky Alpha is just going to stay up and ahead of Egon there as they come in out of Mayhem, or in towards Mayhem. So there we go. We got Fast Ginger here in 5th place. ATB here in 6th. We got Sticky Bandit in 7th. CB Merch dropped down a spot there. We got Death challenging now on the outside here as we come around into Mayhem as well. And no, CB Merch is going to hold the position for the time being. We've got Shredda here in 10th place. We got Miguel in 11th. We got Trone in 12th now. Lucky Alpha just dropping down into 13th position there. So boy, it's some good racing right now here. What do we got left? Oh, we got 9.5 minutes remaining. Woof. Spicy 5.5 minutes race start here in the wet, but it is starting to dry up there. You can see that moisture meter starting to drop below that rain tire line, but the drivers do need to stay on these tires. There's only 2 tire compounds available here for them in race number 1. So it is the Nolander here. He is purple right now, and he is the fastest man on track as well with the 203.261, but CB Man has opened up the floodgates a little bit here. Opened that gap back up to 1.7. We got Agent Orange here in 3rd place as well. He's doing real great here, and he's got that 1.2 second now on Egon, and Fast Ginger here still tucked right in behind, so only half a second separating the 2 TT drivers here right now. And if they can hook up here, that might benefit these two. We got Sticky Bandit here in 6th place. You can see ATB's got his nose in there, giving him a little nudge here, giving him a little hope up the racetrack right now. And I'm telling you, ATB's thinking the same thing I just mentioned here, I think, right now, as he is in behind that Lexus, and these two are trying to push push each other up the racetrack here to catch that pack up in front. ATB could have very easily slingshot engaged at any point on this straightaway here, but you can see he's just settling in here. And let's see if this pack keeps working together. Let's see what Merch does as he comes here into 8th place. Is he going to try and get something done here? Is he going to settle up into the line here as well? No, he's going to take a look up the inside of ATB here. He's not so willing to play nice. He's going to, now I want a position. I'm going to go for it here. So almost 3 wide as we head into Toll Plaza here, but they all settle themselves out. ATB and Sticky Bandit here still nose to tail. Both of them slide a little bit. Merch gets a good clean run through there, but he's going to be hung out on the outside in the kink here. And Death is going to take advantage. Can he hold on to a big slide there by Death? And what a save right there by the ATK driver. That was a gorgeous save coming out of the kink here, out of Toll Plaza. And boy, oh boy, I thought he was going to be going sideways there. And boy, he just gathered that car up. That was a great save right there by our 9th place driver there. Tron Kobe here now up into 10th place. We got Miguel in 11th. We got Lucky Alpha here in 12th place. And Shredder right in behind there in 13th position. But it is CB Matt, and just continuing on where he left off from last week here, and charging hard again for the podium. Nolander is chasing though, but it's 3 seconds now, that gap between Nolander and CB Matt Merch. We got Agent Orange here in 3rd place, and Egon closing in quickly. He's on the back trunk here. Fast Ginger right there in tow, and we see Sticky Bandit ATB trying to close in here as well. Fast Ginger's going to go and get some clean air into that race car here. He's going to tuck right back into line, so here we go. Let's see which one of these drivers gets the best exit out of Cherry Blossom, and you really need to get that apex here. And that was a great exit by all 3 drivers, but it looks like Egon got the best line through there. Let's see if he can take advantage here. Let's see if he can get slingshot engaged as he is chasing Agent Orange down here right now in 3rd place. Very active battle here for that podium position. We got Sticky Bandit here in 6th place, and he's closing in on Ginger there up in front. ATB here in 7th, with Death now chasing here in 8th. CB Merch might have took a little look there, but again, that Mercedes straight line speed allowing Death just to stay up ahead of that Porsche for the time being. We got Tron Kobe here in 10th place. He's closing in on those 2 with Miguel just in tow. From there, it's Lucky Alpha and Shredda here, almost nose to tail. And if those 2 can link up, maybe able to push that gap up on the drivers up in front a little bit here as well. Some good racing happening here in race 1 tonight. Let me tell you, wow, this is some doozy beauty racing happening. But it's a CP Matt here taking advantage of some wide open racetrack and some clean air. We had a 3-way battle heading into Toll Plaza there. Looked like with Death and Group. Fast Ginger, he slots himself up into P3 there, coming out of turn 1 and 2 there. And we're gonna go take a look at what happened there. But Sticky Bandit is right on the back end of Egon here now as well. So, ooh, a little bit of contact there. Ooh, between the 2 10-10s drivers there, and a little out of sorts as Egon just falls in behind there, and I'm not sure what happened to the other driver and all that. Maybe secondary contact there, we're not sure, but Alpha slots back up in front of Egon there, and a little bit of a mess, but Ginger does take advantage of that there, and currently still holding strong. We got Sticky Bandit here in 5th place right now, and he is right on the tail of Egon, but Egon has some pretty good damage there on that racing car. Fast Ginger, much of the same thing here as well. Agent Orange does not. All right, so a little bit of an entangled moment right there between those 3 drivers going into Toll Plaza there on lap 5. It looked like CB Matt here in 1st place. We still got Nolander in 2nd, and that's just allowed those 2 drivers just to continue to pull away. So the battle is still very on here between the 3 drivers, 4 drivers right now for this 3rd place position here in race 1. Fast Ginger doing everything he can here to hold off Agent Orange, but unfortunately here it may be all for nothing with that damage on the front of that race car. We got Sticky Bandit here now. He's up into 5th place. He's made his way around Egon there. We've got ATK's Death here in 7th position. We've got ATB here in 8th. We've got CB Merch here in 9th. We've got Trone in 10th place, and Trone is all over the business of that Porsche here right now, and he's going to try and get a move done here as we come to the start finish line. We still have about 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here. Death is going to move up and around Egon there up ahead as well. So the Mercedes driver grabbing another spot there, and Trone does get the job done. So now Trone is trying to track down ATB here, and nice clean racing car right there. So it is CB Matt still in the lead here in 1st place. Nolander chasing here in second, and the gap's 5.6 seconds. We got Agent Orange and Sticky Bandit battling out here, and Fast Ginger for third, fourth, and fifth place here. Fast Ginger is going to drop from third to fifth, move back up into fourth, and slot back in ahead of Sticky Bandit right there. Sticky Bandit is just ahead of ATK's Death for the time being. We got Egon trapped down into seventh place there. We've got Trone here in eighth position. We got CB Merch in ninth place. Miguel has just taken the position on ATV there, and ATV falling down the grid a little bit here as he has some damage on that racing car as well. We got Lucky Alpha here in 12th place and Shredda here in 13th position, so interesting. Alright, so it is CB Matt here and charging hard, 6 seconds, and continues just to open this gap up on the rest of the field. Nolander was charging hard towards him there, but just couldn't get it done, and now he's suffering from some racing car damage on the front end of this BMW here as well. And that might allow Agent Orange potentially to be able to scoop one more spot here on this podium, yet move up one step higher. We got Fast Ginger here still chasing in fourth place. He's got Sticky Bandit hot on the chase here in fifth, and ATK's Death there in sixth place in behind there. And Ginger is under fire right now from both these drivers. Death taking a little bit of a wide line there, maybe a little mistake on the braking, entering Cherry Blossom there, but Fast Ginger gets a pretty good run out of there, but he is going to be in trouble when both these very powerful V8 rear engine cars start roaring up this track here. You can see Sticky trying to break the slip a little bit from ATK's Death there, not to give him a run, and by doing that, that actually cost him a run on Fast Ginger a little bit in a sense up ahead there. So risk versus reward breaking that slip here when you know you're going to have another lap to go around the racetrack, yet potentially two depending when these drivers come through. Nolander's coming through here. He's starting lap 7. We got Agent Orange in third place, and he is on the chase of Nolander here. And there we go. We got 3 wide between Death, Sticky Bandit, and Fast Ginger here as we head up into Toll Plaza. Fast Ginger just tucks in behind these two drivers here. He's going to pick a line. He's going to stick on the outside here. This might give him opportunity to potentially get an inside apex if one opens up through the second part of the corner. And just as we say it, he was taking a look there side by side with Sticky Bandit. Death grabs 2 positions there, so it's a twofer for Death. Sticky Bandit moves into 5th place, and Fast Ginger falls back into 6th place. So Tron Kobe in 7th now. He's closing up on this pack. Egon here in 8th. We got Miguel now up into 9th place. He's gotten around CB Merge. ATV here in 11th, holding strong. We got Lucky Alpha and Shredda here in 12th and 13th position. Whew. Some great mid-pack battle in here in this race right now, and you know the drivers that kept their cars in out of the walls are going to get rewarded here with movement up the track very late in the race, and we're seeing it here. CB Matt 8.8 seconds. Nolander here, he's got 1.5 on Agent Orange, so Agent Orange is just peeling that time away from him here right now. And by the end of this lap, they could be battling for that position. Death here in 4th place. He's got Sticky Bandit hot on his heels. Fast Ginger right there in behind. Trone Kobe tracking in 7th place. We got Egon here in 8th. We got Miguel in 9th. We got Merch here in 10th. We've got ATB in 11th. We got Shredda here in 12th. And we got Lucky Alpha here in 13th position. Wow. These got me on my toes here this race. Wow, let me tell you, this is a great racing by this group. With the pro races were fantastic, the AM races were fantastic, but I think this one's got him in race 1. What a fantastic race here by the pro-ams. Nolander here in 2nd place right now, and I guess the big question is he going to take the checkered flag as he comes through? Matt's going to go get another lap here. I think both these drivers are going to get another lap here as well, and Nolander is going to have to hold Lucky Agent Orange, pardon me, off for another lap here yet. Another 7.3 kilometers around this racetrack. ATK Death here in 4th. He's going to go around again. Ginger and Sticky Bandit are also going to go through. Tron Kobe is going to get one more lap to try and track more position here. Egon gets another time around. Miguel gets another time around. Merch and ATB both make it through as well. So Shredda and Lucky Alpha here will take the checkered flag as they come through in what appears to be 12th and 13th position here. So it's going to VPR Shredda finishing here in 12th place. And it's going to be Lucky Alpha from VPR here finishing in 13th position. So we'll start on that pole position in race number 1 here, or race number 2 here in a few minutes time. Let's get back up to the front here. We got Matt, nothing happening there. It's 2.8 seconds now from Nolander to Death. Death's gotten around Agent Orange here, so I'm not sure what's happened there, but Death now finding himself standing on the last step of the podium here with about a half a lap remaining, just a little over half a lap remaining. Let's see if he can hold this position off here. Oh my, this is definitely, we're going to be keeping our eye on this here. A little bit of contact there from Agent Orange on the wall there, and Fast Ginger's now looking for a position. More contact off the wall there from Agent Orange, and Agent Orange is just all out of sorts here. You can see the rain has really picked up on the racetrack, and that is really complicating this last half lap battle here. We're just going to keep our eyes on this here. We're trying not to lose the battle. Oh, Agent Orange, a big slide there. Ginger, Sticky Bandit, Tro, and Kobe all ready to pounce on each other. Fast Ginger's going to take a look here. Is he going to settle back in? He is going to settle back in, and you can see the rain's coming down quite significantly here now, but we are just going to keep our eye on where these leaders are here, so we don't want to miss them coming across the finish line. We're going 2 by 2 here as we head into Cherry Blossom. Ooh. What's happening? Death's holding on. Sticky Bandit has gotten around. There was somebody's into the wall and behind there. Ginger's down in 6th place. We got Tro and Kobe going deep there. Sticky Bandit now up into 4th place. Oh boy. A little bit of chaos coming into Cherry Blossom there in the last lap. So it's going to be CB Matt here with a race number 1 win. It's going to be Rads Nolander here coming in at P2 here. And I guarantee you though, he's going to be pretty happy with that, getting his first podium of the season. And I was talking to him a couple days ago there, and he was really excited for this round of racing. So showing why, sitting in 2nd place. We got ATK Death scoring a 3rd place with Sticky Bandit just in behind. Tron Kobe's going to grab a P5 with Fast Ginger right in behind in 6th place. Egon is going to bring it home here in 7th place. Miguel's going to take it home in 8th. ATB is going to settle in 9th place there. CB Merch in 10th. And poor Agent Orange here had it all there in front of him, and just that last lap, absolute rain downpour there just threw an absolute wrench in the program for some of these drivers, and Agent Orange is going to take an 11th place finish here. That was absolutely heartbreaking for that driver here at the end of race 1, but boy, what a great battle for that final podium position. And it is going to be CB Matt with pole position and the clean race here, so GG's to the Pro-Am class. That was fantastic. That was a beauty race. So it is CB Matt and fastest lap as well, 202.329. Nolander in 2nd with Death in 3rd. Sticky Bandit in 4th place. Tron Kobe in 5th. Fast Ginger in 6th with teammate Egon right in behind in 7th. And Miguel in 8th. It's going to be ATB from Apex Sim Racing in 9th. It's going to be VPR CB Merch in 10th. VPR's Agent Orange in 11th. VPR Shredda and Lucky Alpha in 12th and 13th positions. So we'll reverse those positions, and that's how race number 2 will start here in just a few moments' time. That was crazy. That was a beauty of a race right there. That was a doozy. GG's to the drivers. All right, we're going to flip you back over here for a minute while we get this all set up. So we're just giving the drivers a chance, of course, to save those replays and all that great stuff while we get this next grid set up. So I'm gonna get a little quiet for a second, but I'm still here with y'all. I gotta save my replay. Alright, so how was that for everybody? I mean, that is tough to call on which class had the best rain race this week, because all 3 classes had a beautiful race number 1. The funny and ironic thing is on race number 2, it was a little bit chaotic in the first lap. So let's see how Pro-Ams handle cold racing tires now in some different conditions. It is a big adjustment to go from one extreme to the next on the racetrack, and these drivers, well, they're about to do so. So I mean, good job to all the drivers on track. That was a doozy. That was a doozy. Whew. Now, start thinking about that driver of the day. Who you think might be up for that driver of the day vote as well, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to make a poll up for it this week. We're going to open it up to all the drivers this week, and all we want the drivers to do when we ask our viewers, pardon me, is put a hashtag in the name of the driver you'd like to vote for driver of the day. We'll do that with about 15 minutes remaining in race number 2. We'll mention that up on the stream, and then all you got to do is just put a hashtag and your driver that you would like to vote for, and we'll tally that up when the race is over, and we'll award some bonus points to the viewers vote driver of the day, and that driver will gain 2 bonus points. I don't know why it does that. It always does that. It's very weird. There we go. Heavy 445 Just making sure we got the lobby settings 100% correct. We don't want to make a boo-boo. We don't like to make mistakes. Alright. Well, we're glad everybody's ready, but we got to reset the lobby. So now that we got the lobby reset, we get the drivers to check in. We'll set the grid, and we'll send it off. What are you thinking, chat? What are you thinking? That was a great first race right there. Alright, we need 2 players to check in here. We need Miguel and CB to tick in. And we just need Miguel. Alright, I don't know what to say, what to expect. I mean, Nolander looked very quick here tonight. CB Matt looked very quick here tonight. It's anybody's race tonight. They all look quick here tonight, with the exception of 2 drivers that had a little bit of an early incident. I think potentially with 2 of the VPR drivers there, their whole field is really kind of on top of each other. So we should probably see much of the same thing here, I would think, in race number 2. So we're just going to start setting up our grid here. So just bear with us here for a moment, everybody, and we'll get this thing going. And we'll have 30 minutes here in race number 2. So you can see how quickly that the damage in this race changed everything for some of these drivers as well. So they really want to be on point here in race number 2. Miguel, Egon, Ginger, Tron. I believe it's going to be that, and then that, and that. Alright, Lucky Alpha on pole. Lined up beside him will be Shredder. Row 2 will be Agent Orange and CB Merch. Row 3 will be ATB and Miguel. Row 4 will be Egon and Fast Ginger. Row 5 will be Trone, Kobe, and Sticky Bandit. Row 6 will be ATK's Death and GVG Nolander. And the final row will be CB Matt. Alright. Let's go racing, chat. Let's go racing. Race Control has a Pro-Am class absolutely spot on time and on the money tonight. GG's Race Control. Hey, we appreciate that. Alright, different look. So the way that race 1 ended, we flipped it over, and now we're going to go racing. in a reverse grid 30-minute race. Racing medium and racing soft tires here are required in this race. We got Aaron coming in with that thumbs up as well. Nolander coming in with the thumbs up as well. Let's get rocking. We're green, and we are racing, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Lucky Alpha is going to start off the pack here in race number 2, and it's going to be mediums and soft tires for these drivers here in this race. So let's see what they do with them. Lucky Alpha, he gets a nice little, he gets a great start there, actually. Breaks away very quickly in first place here. He's got Shredda in second place, still chasing, but ATB very quickly has moved up and moves himself into that inside line coming into Toll Plaza for the first time. We're 3 wide there with Shredda, and I think it's Merch there as well, but they sort themselves out. Let's keep rolling through our field here, make sure everybody's getting through. Oh, Miguel's got a little slide there. We got a little accordion effect going on there, and boy, ATK Death almost was able to take advantage of that. Our top 3 finishers are 3 wide down, heading into Mayhem here, right in behind Tron, Kobe, and Sticky Bandit. Nolander just finds himself a spot to slip into here. These guys are all jockeying for position back here. We're keeping our eye on the backside of this race here right now, and ooh, boy, it's getting spicy here, as of course race 1 winners in the back of the pack here. Let's get back up front. It's Lucky Alpha here. He's got half a second over ATB. Shredda chasing in 3rd place. Agent Orange here in 4th, but he's being challenged right now by CB Merch, and he's not quite going to get the job done as Agent Orange keeps just ahead there. We got Fast Ginger and Miguel just tucked in behind here as well in 6th and 7th place. So let's keep rolling through our field here. We got CB Merch in 5th place here. We've got Fast Ginger here in 6th, and a little bit of a push there. You can see the smoke coming off that bump draft. We got Miguel there in 7th. We've got Egon in 8th and Sticky Bandit here in 9th. We got Drone Kobe in 10th. We're side by side with Sticky Bandit and Egon here, and Sticky Bandit on the outside line there. So you can see he's going to step up. Egon goes a little bit deep there, but he manages to hold the line nice and snug, and he's going to get a good run coming down the second part of Cherry Blossom here, and he is tucked very deep in the draft of Miguel there right now, and it looks like a pretty good race start here from our drivers in race number 2, so better than the other 2 classes here. Go Pro-Hams. Look at these guys go. This class, this is why we send them out last every week, because they never ever disappoint the viewers, ever. They're always got something to show. So here we go. It's ATB and Lucky Alpha side by side here. ATB did take the lead away there, but Lucky Alpha's trying to get it back. He's going to tuck back into the slipstream there. Shredda is in 3rd place here. He's going to gain on this little tussle here as well and pull right back into this. So our top 3 are all nose to tail here. Agent Orange just outside looking in right now, 0.8 of a second down the road and behind, and we got a pack barreling down here, and it's led by Fast Ginger. We're going 2 and 3 wide to turn into Toll Plaza here, and look at this, absolutely very close door-to-door racing. I think we have some contact there. We got 2 drivers off in the back foreground there. Let's go see what happened there, and it was Death and Sticky Bandit there. I believe that was the 2 cars going around there. Let's go take a look. Let's go see what happened. Let's go have a little peek. You see, these drivers were just kind of chilling in behind here. Death has a little bit of damage on his racing car there. Ooh, Tron went to back up there. It was an incident between Tron and Sticky there, it looks like, actually. So, my mistake on Death there. He had nothing to do with that. He was just outside looking in. We have ATB here in 1st place, and he has now broke free a little bit. 1 second up the road here from Lucky Alpha. We've got Shredda here in 3rd place, and he is being hounded right now by Agent Orange, and a big wiggle there by Shredda there as well, which has really now allowed Agent Orange to put the pressure on it. You can see the whole pack coming down here in the middle as well. Fast Ginger's just on the back end of these 2 drivers here as well. And 30 minutes of racing, lots of time to go here. Definitely want to try and stay as close as you can to the next driver, but ooh, a little bit of contact there between the 2 drivers, and everybody makes it through A-okay. But look at the run that Fast Ginger gets on Shredda. A beautiful inside move coming out of the second part of Cherry Blossom there, and he's going to grab up a spot himself, move him into 4th place, and now he's trying to track down Agent Orange up in front. So he's seen an opening and took advantage of it, and absolutely stuck that car on that inside lane like it was on a rail. That was a beautiful move right there by Fast Ginger. We got CB Merch here in 6th place. He's leading the next group of cars here with Egon and Nolander all in tow here. So it's going to be a very big slipstream race here. You see that little bit of smoke coming from these cars. That's what we're seeing here. These guys are pushing each other up and down the racetrack right now to try and catch the other packs up in front. We're going to see a lot of this in this final race. It is all legal and fair game as long as they do it in a safe manner. CB Matt here in 10th place. We've got Sticky Bandit in 11th. We got Death here in 12th, and we've got Tron in 13th position. He does have some damage there as well, so A little bit of a moment there, I think, between Tron and Sticky Bandit, but they're both on the road and still charging on. So Agent Orange here now in the lead of this race with Fast Ginger in second place. Lucky Alpha here in third place, and ATB dropped down a spot into fourth place. Got some damage on that car again. So ATB battling hard right now in behind to try and hold on to third place here for the time being. It does manage to get it back from Lucky Alpha there. Shred is tucked right in behind there in fifth place, and this is just close to this mid-pack right back up again. CB Birch here in sixth. You got Nolander sitting there in seventh position. And you got right there behind it. Oh boy, CB Birch sideways right there. That was a massive moment for all those drivers, and great job by the group to get around them there. But oh boy, that was scary right there, as that's the last thing you want to see as a race car driver here in Tokyo, see a car do that out in front of you here. So let's take a look and see what happened here. He just clipped that wall. Ooh, he got into the backside of Nolander a little bit there. Nolander was very fortunate to keep that car out of the wall there as well. So, but all in all, not too bad there. Just a little rub there as Nolander was coming through there, and everybody gets through fairly safe and sound. A little bit of damage there for Merch, but that's the way she goes. We got Death there now all over him in 12th place, and Tron Kobe in 13th position. So that was a close moment right there. Scary moments here coming through the mid part of that racetrack right there, but everybody gets through safe and sound. So Agent Orange here in first place, Fast Ginger chasing here in second. Is 1.3 is the gap. ATB in third place, and look at the group of cars in behind him here. They're all looking for position here right now, and we got Egon serving up his penalty here right now. Egon and Miguel both do have drive-through penalties that need to be served here in this race, and it did need to be done before the end of lap 3 as well. So we do have both those drivers doing that right now, and they actually come out together, so that could benefit those two drivers here as well. So drive-throughs are cleared there from both of those drivers, and all penalties are clear and good to go here from round 4. So good job to the drivers, we appreciate that, and here we go, race on. So it is Orange here in the lead. Fast Ginger chasing in second. We got Shredda here in third. We got Lucky Alpha in fourth. We got Nolander in fifth. We just got this crazy pack of cars here in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place, and it's led by CB Matt right now, who's been charging through the field bit by bit here. He's trying to chase down Nolander. He's got Sticky Bandit all over him here, and there it's ATB just tucked in behind CB Merch and ATK Death. So the damage crew all nose to tail here in the mid-pack right now, and probably cannot wait to get a pit stop done so they can get those cars fixed up. We got Tron Kobe in 11th. We got Egon in 12th, and Miguel here in 13th. So the interesting thing here is they're only 5.7 seconds in behind the pack after having to serve those stop and go penalties. That's the interesting thing. They've now got clean racing air, and they can just send this thing. They got no battles happening. They got no traffic in front of them. They may be able to make somewhat of a recovery drive, both of these drivers here, but they need to be 100% on point in order to make it all work out for them here now, because the other drivers are going to have to pit and do tires. They're also going to have to pit and do tires, but having that clean racing air, with some of these drivers continuing to make these mistakes on the racetrack, if they keep those cars clean, it is going to result in positions before the end of the race for those two drivers. Fast Ginger here, 2.2 seconds now the gap between him and Agent Orange, and Agent Orange is ripping here tonight. We've got Shredda here in third place, and he's looking real good here in race 2. He's got some good clean air right there. He's got a nice little gap. Lucky Alpha holding strong here in fourth place as well, but he's got some damage there. He's going to be under fire, and boy, Nolander is a GT3 sandwich here at the moment. As Sticky Bandit and CB Map both look around each side of him here. As CB Map's going to tuck back in. He's going to start pushing Nolander, and Sticky Bandit is trying to get around him here, but CB Map pushing Nolander is not allowing Sticky Bandit to get past. Nolander is actually going to get the position back because of the help of CB Matt in behind, and that also gains Matt the position. So here we go. Strategy is starting to kick off here in this race as we're going around. Nolander's holding pretty strong here in fourth place right now, but oh, Sticky Bandit got pinched a little bit tight there by Lucky, and he got absolutely squeezed into those concrete barrels there at the edge of the racetrack. Did he get damage from that? He may have gotten a little bit of damage from that. That was a tough one there. ATK Death at 8th. We got ATB in 9th. We got Merch there in 10th. Those barrels don't move. We got Tron here in 11th position right now. Agent Orange, hey, Shredda, let's go. Egon here in 12th place, 5.3, close half a second up here on Trone Kobe in 11th, and Miguel's just 2.3 in behind. So again, the drivers just got to really put their head down and really just put in some fast laps right now. They are not out of this race yet either. We have Agent Orange here in the lead, Fast Ginger 3.1 seconds in behind here. It's Shredda in third place here in the McLaren as well from VPR, with CB Matt Merch now in fourth place. So he has gotten around Nolander, but Nolander's fighting back. He's like, oh, we ain't done yet, buddy. We are not done, as he takes the position back coming out of, oh, I can't remember what that corner is called. Katana. No, not Katana. Which one is that? I can't remember. As we head into Cherry Blossom here. Anyways, I know this one. We got this one. CB Matt here in fifth place, but that BMW very solid in a straight line. So CB Matt's going to have his work cut out for him here, even with that damage on that BMW. We've got Lucky Alpha here in sixth place and Sticky Bandit in seventh. Sticky Bandit should be able to grab a position here. He has a little bit of suspension damage, but his arrow isn't damaged, so that should still allow him to be able to use his top speed and gain the advantage on Lucky Alpha here, and that's exactly what we're seeing. You can see Sticky Bandit just outpowers that car there as he comes up the straightaway. And is Alpha going to come in? Yes, Alpha is going to come in to make a pit stop here. Got ATK's Death here in 7th position. He's got ATB in tow, and CB Merch is still right there. CB Merch is going to give him a push here, so we got a little bit of work happening here between the two drivers right now, and a smart decision making. There's still 19 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this race, so you don't want to continue to lose too much position here. We've got Egon up into 11th position with that pit stop from Lucky Alpha. We've got Miguel up into 12th with that pit stop from Lucky Alpha, and this looks like a scheduled stop here. Yeah, he filled the tank. He switched over the tires here at the end of lap 6, so he may be looking to go for a very long push on the soft tires here. Hey, let's go. Nolander says TDC. What is up, everybody? Alright, so let's get this started. Alright, everybody, we've seen race 1. We've seen this great racing action here so far in race 2. Let's get those hashtag and which driver we want to see get 2 bonus points up in our YouTube and Facebook chats here tonight. So if you want the vote to go to Agent Orange, just get a hashtag orange up in the chat. If you want it to be Fast Ginger, a hashtag Fast Ginger, a hashtag Shredda, a hashtag Nolander, so on and so forth as we go through our field. You guys vote. Drivers get the 2 points. Driver with the most points will earn those points based off, well, you amazing viewers at home. So Nolander grabbed 3rd place there. Does get the job done on Shredda here, and even with that damaged race car, Nolander is showing he is going to be just absolutely relentless here today and not give these drivers an inch. So Shredda here now in 4th place. He's got Matt chasing in 5th. We've got Sticky Bandit closing in here in 6th place. ATK's Death up into 7th. We've got CB Merch here in 8th position with ATB just in behind in 9th, and Trone Kobe right on his tail fin here at the moment. And Trone gets a good exit there, so he may be able to get a run on ATB. The bigger question is, does he choose to go around, or does he choose to give him a push here? Might see a bit of a push here coming from Trone, and that is exactly what we're seeing there. So we got Egon now, and he's only 3.2 seconds in behind these drivers right now. So Egon is starting to gain some ground on the back end of this pack here. We got Miguel in 12th, and we got Lucky Alpha here in 13th, but he has made his pit stop already. So a very early pit stop there coming from Lucky Alpha. We'll have to see if that can really pay dividends for him here. So varying strategies coming from our drivers. We got Agent Orange. He's 4.5 seconds up the road right here. We've got Ginger here in 2nd place, 9.3 seconds up on Nolander. So 1st and 2nd place have absolutely opened up the gap here, and that's comfortable for them. Now really the battle is between those two, if Fast Ginger can find a way to close up on Agent Orange. We've got Shredda here in 4th place. He's not lost touch with Nolander, but slowly but surely Nolander's trying to stretch that gap open just a little bit more each corner. We've got CB Matt here in 5th place, and he's almost side by side with Shredda there, but he can't get the power down to get past the other McLaren there, and he's just going to settle back in. Sticky Bandit here in 6th place still as well. So some of these drivers are just playing a patience game here right now, I think. ATK Death here in 7th position. We got Trone Kobe here in 8th. We've got ATB in 9th. We've got Egon now up into 10th position. We got Lucky Alpha here up into 11th. CB Merch has made his pit stop. Miguel has also made his pit stops. So there we go. A couple of more drivers making those pit stops, and that's going to be 3 out of our 13 drivers that have made that tire requirement change. Alright, so let's see when Agent Orange is going to opt to go in here. Now, I would assume since he's on this softer compounded tire that he's probably going to stretch this stint out as far as he can. Reason being, he needs to continue to try and open the gap up on second place driver Fast Ginger in behind. Now, Ginger is closing in on that driver, and he is on the medium racing tire here. So, going to be interesting to see when both these drivers opt to make their pit stops here. We got Nolander here in third place. He's going to continue going around here as well. We got Shredder here in fourth place. And Sticky Bandit now trying to get around him there, but he couldn't get the job done. He's going to slip back into that slipstream here, and he's going to try it again as they come up out of the tunnel here. And it's side by side as we head into Toll Plaza between fifth and fourth place Shredder and Sticky Bandit here. And Shredder does have that inside track going into the corner, but Sticky Bandit goes in a lot later under braking and gets the job done there. So he's going to slot up ahead, take fourth position away from VPR Shredder. Shredder drops back down to fifth place for the time being. We've got ATK Death coming through here in sixth with an ATB right in behind there in seventh place. And then we have our drivers that have started to make those pit stops. Now we have CB Mac coming out of pit lane. Lucky Alpha, who pit a little bit before, going to get the run on him, grab a spot there. So he's going to move up into eighth place. Matt in ninth. Egon here in 10th place now has made his stop as well. He just comes out in behind CB Merchant, just ahead of Tro and Kobe there. So it's 11th place there, and he's only just a couple seconds in behind the next driver, Tro and Kobe there, up side by side with Egon there. And is he going to take a look for an open apex as they come through the second corner? Nope, he's just going to settle in behind, and they're going to continue on up the racetrack here. We got Miguel just in behind these guys coming as well. So some good racing here. We still got all 13 drivers on the racetrack. Even better. Hashtag Nolander. Ooh, we got a vote for Nolander up in the house here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those votes up in there. Agent Orange, 4.7 seconds. Fast Ginger, he's got 8 seconds on Nolander. So Nolander has cut into Fast Ginger's lead here a little bit, but Fast Ginger's not letting Agent Orange really get the big gap that I think he's probably hoping for. So are we going to see a pit stop from our race leader? Yes. Does Fast Ginger take? No. Fast Ginger's going to go around again. All right. What is Nolander going to do now? A little bit of pit strategy happening here. So this is very interesting. Nolander is indeed going to come in. Sticky Bandit's going to come in. Shredder's going to follow him. Is Death also going to do the same thing? Yes, he is. He's also got a damage on that race car, so he's probably looking forward to getting rid of that. ATV, probably much of the same thing here. So all our drivers, with the exception of Fast Ginger, have made their pit stops here now. So Fast Ginger out in front all alone here and trying to open the gap up, but he has got to get that car moving so he can get into pit lane and see where he comes out, so he has time to still push that battle for the race win potentially. Got Matt coming in, we got Fast Gingers coming in with the votes. There we go. Now we got the viewers coming in with their votes. That's what we love to see. Get those votes in, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so it is Fast Ginger here in the lead of this thing. We've got Agent Orange in second place. We got Nolander in third. We got Matt in fourth. Alec Alpha in fifth. Shredder in sixth. And Sticky Bandit in seventh. We got a 5-car group here heading into Toll Plaza. CB Matt's got the advantage currently on Nolander. He's going to take that third place away from Nolander for the time being. Nolander's going to settle there in fourth place with Lucky Alpha in fifth. Shredder in sixth. And Sticky Bandit here in seventh place. So this front mid-pack very close together here. We have CB Merch in 8th. We've got Egon in 9th. We got Trone in 10th. We've got Death here in 11th position. We got ATB in 12th. And we've got Miguel here in 13th. And he is only 4 seconds in behind here right now. So all eyes right now are on TT's Fast Ginger. He is going to have to pit this lap. There's no question of a doubt. The question is, did he gain or lose time on Agent Orange in the process? The consistency from this driver. Look at that consistency, ladies and gentlemen. From lap 2 to lap 8, that times have not varied any more than 0.4 of a second. That is some consistent driving right there from Fast Ginger. We got Sticky Bandit here as well, coming in there with some votage. We love that. All right, so let's jump on with Agent Orange. I do suspect he's going to get first place from Fast Ginger here. The bigger question is what is that gap going to be when he does? Fast Ginger does come out of pit lane. It was 5.7 seconds when Agent Orange came into pit when Fast Ginger assumed the lead with that pit stop. So let's see now where that puts him here after the pit stops. I do not see Ginger being released from pit lane yet there, and he should be coming out now. So looks like Agent Orange gained some extra time here on Fast Ginger, and the overcut might not have been the best idea here for our second place driver, because that gap is well over 10 seconds here now. CB Matt here, he's 8 points, under 8 seconds, and closing in quickly here on Fast Ginger. We got Nolan here, 1.7 seconds in behind, chasing down CB Matt here. We got Lucky Alpha in 5th, we got Sticky here in 6th place, and we got Shredder putting some pressure on here as well. And Sticky's just going to take that inside line and be like, well, if you want it, then you're going to have to get it on the outside, my guy. And this is a great line through the corner there from those 3 drivers, but Shredder gets a good run there. He gets the power down. Is he going to look for the old switcheroo there? Nope, he's just going to settle back in and continue on in behind for the time being. We got CB Merch here in 8th place, and we got Egon and Trone there battling it out, coming through the kink as we head towards Mayhem here. And we got little clusters of cars all over the racetrack here, so we're going to have some battles right near the end here, I think. Alright, Drone Kobe here in 10th place, and he's giving Egon the gears there right now in behind. We've got ATK's Death in 11th with ATB here in 12th, and what was that gap there? It's about 3 seconds, so not bad. We got Miguel here in 13th position, so it is Agent Orange here in the lead of this thing, and he's almost got a 12-second gap now over Fast Ginger. Matt Murch here in 3rd place. He's got 2.7 seconds over Nolander right now, but Nolander is definitely trying to catch up, but he does have a little bit of damage on that race car, so it's going to be a tough ask here, I think. Got Sticky Bandit and Lucky Alpha here. Lucky Alpha taking a defensive line through Cherry Blossom here. Sticky Bandit's going to just catch that wall just slightly there, as he was it's tough to hold that outside line. It's a little marbly out there, and it doesn't look like he is any worse for wear there. He doesn't pick up any damage, so that's good. And he's going to settle back in behind Lucky Alpha for the time being. Got Shredder here in the 7th position. We've got CB Merch here in 8th. He's got Egon right there in behind in 9th place. I guess the question is Egon going to push, or is he going to pass at this point? Looks like he's pushing here, as they got about, what's the gap to the driver in front? 3.5 seconds to the driver in front, so you can see slipstream being broken from the 3 up in front, and that's good for these guys that are playing nice in the back, because all them swerving across the racetrack is doing is slowing them down a little bit. We got Trone here in 10th place, we got ATB in 11th position, we got Death here in 12th place, and Miguel here in 13th position. So the damage on those 2 drivers' cars definitely hurting their pit stops there, and it is Agent Orange. It's 9.8 seconds now, so Ginger's starting to cut into that lead now with 8.5 minutes remaining. We'll have to see if it's enough time. And he's got 4.2 seconds over CB Matt Merch here. Nolander is starting to lose ground with the 3rd place driver here as well, so now it may be a fight just to try and keep 4th place here, as he's got a few guys starting to shake him down here with Shredder, Sticky Bandit, and Lucky Alpha, and all 3 different manufacturers as well, which is beautiful to see. We got Sticky Bandit in the Lexus, we've got Lucky Alpha in the GTR. I think that's the 2020 edition, 18 edition, pardon me. We've got this 2017 Porsche 911 RSR, Egon in the same thing here. He's still in 9th place. Trone Kobe really giving him the beans there in that McLaren 650. So Trone is really working hard at trying to find a way around Egon there. It's a good battle we're having back here. We got ATB closing. He's in the 2013 GTR, if I'm not mistaken. We got ATK Death in that 2016 Mercedes, and Miguel in that 20. I believe that's the new one. I believe that's the 2018 as well, GTR. So it is Agent Orange, 7.1 seconds now. Is that gap from him to Fast Ginger, and Fast Ginger is tearing into that race lead right now. That was 11.3 seconds a lap and a half ago, and he's got that down to 6.5 seconds here now. The fastest lap still belongs to CB Matt, however, who is in behind Fast Ginger chasing, but is 5 seconds to gap. Nolander here, he's still coming. I mean, he is holding strong against the rest of that pack back there, and I think as these drivers continue to fight with each other, he continues to just open up that gap, and that is a good thing for Nolander here right now, as it is a healthy battle in behind him between all the drivers. Ginger is making a run, you're not wrong. Alright, let's see how this settles out. Sticky Bandit's going to take a look up the inside here. He should get this one on Lucky Alpha. Let's see if Shredder opens up a hole here so we can get 2 for 1 here. Nope, he's only going to get 1 spot here, but he does get the job done on Lucky Alpha. So Absolutely great pass there from Sticky Bandit. He's going to grab one position there, but now he's got to defend a little bit as Lucky Alpha's taking a look there, and he needs to reel Shredder back in so he can try and get that spot. Egon has slotted himself back up into 8th place here, as he's now chasing Lucky Alpha down as well. Tro Kobe still sitting right there in behind, and I think Tro's just chilling right there with him, working with him here right now. But Lucky Alpha making a mistake there, and you can see how quickly Tron and Egon charged up on the back end of that driver here, and now it is battle back on. So we got some good teamwork happening between Tron and Kobe and Egon here right now. CB Merch is just on the back end of this here as well. So as we come through the Go Chicane here, let's see if Egon can get a run here. A mistake made by CB Merch there, and that's going to take him off the back of this battle here, and that was unfortunate there. Hopefully he didn't pick up any damage there, but he got into that secondary wall on the second exit of the corner. And Tron just losing touch a little bit there with Egon as well. So Egon there, ooh, he was taking a look on Alpha there, and Alpha's playing it, ooh, and a little bit of wall contact there as Alpha was trying to defend the line, and he got a little too tight to the wall there, and he clipped that wall there, and that's gonna hold both these drivers up, and Tron Kobe gets right back up into the fight here in behind Egon, and there is definitely some positions up for grab up ahead there. We got 5 cars all getting very close together. Let's go see what's happening up front here. We got 6.7 seconds to gap from Agent Orange and Fast Ginger. Fast Ginger has picked up some damage somewhere along the way, and he's going to lose second place to CB Matt here right now as CB Matt goes around. And keeping the car clean on this racetrack is always important. So Fast Ginger now has 6.2 seconds to Nolander with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Can he hold him off? Nolander has been charging here, and he's got 4.5 seconds from the group in behind. So gonna be hard to say. Gonna be hard to say. We got Shredder here in 5th, but Shredder goes real deep there, and Sticky Band is gonna grab a free position there, and Egon's gonna take a look. He's not gonna be able to grab a spot there, but that may allow him to get a little bit closer. And oh, Tro and Kobe taking advantage there. Tro and Kobe grabs a spot there as he moves himself up into 7th place. So Egon dropping back down into 8th place. Here's Tro and Kobe's found his way around. Got Lucky Alpha here in 9th position. We have CB Merch and ATV battling here for 10th and 11th position right now. He just picked up a little bit of suspension damage there, catching that wall in the Go Chicane there, so not too terrible there. You can still at least get some aerodynamic force and some good grip on this car, because again, this is a very high-speed racetrack, so you definitely want to have your aerodynamic force there so you don't lose any front end or long straightaway speed. And a good healthy battle there between those two. We got Death here in 12th and Miguel here in 13th position, and it is Agent Orange here. It's 5.9 seconds now from CB Matt. We've got Ginger here in 3rd place, and it's 4.2 seconds here now to Nolander in 4th position, and I don't know if Ginger's going to be able to hold Nolander off right now. He needs to get that car tightened up here, as Nolander is charging very quickly. He's taking chunks out of Fast Ginger here right now. As he's coming up the racetrack, so we'll have to see how that plays out. And by the end of the race, it's gonna 2 laps to go basically as these drivers come across here. So Sticky Bandit in 5th place right now. We've got Egon in 6th place, so Egon has shot himself up a couple of spots here now. And it is battle on between these drivers. Tro and Kobe still settle in here in 7th place in behind. And, you know, GG's to these two drivers right now. They've been battling hard, but playing nice all at the same time. And it has moved them up the field here. And Trone's going to take a look on Egon here. He's going to be slingshot engaged very slowly, but he is going to get the position. And he's going to move up ahead of Egon for the time being. Egon's going to settle back in 7th place. Is Egon going to take a look here up the inside, or is he just going to settle in here? I think they're kind of keeping their eyes on that 5th place driver right now, Sticky Bandit. Tron does go defensive there. Egon takes a wide entry, trying to get a good run through here, but Tron Kobe does a nice job through Toll Plaza there, and that actually closes him up on Sticky Bandit a little bit there. There's some good driving by those two right now. We got ATV and CP Merch still battling it out here in 8th and 9th place here right now, and it doesn't seem like any either one of them can really get an edge on the other car here right now. So as we head into Mayhem, we're side by side, Porsche and GTR here, and we're still side by side. So let's stick with this for a minute here as these drivers get through. And this is difficult to do. ATB is going to get the position. He's going to move ahead of CB Merch there. So on the outside, he gets the job done. Not an easy pass right there. We got ATK Death here in 10th position, and he is flying here as well. He's got 4 seconds to CB Merch there. We've got Miguel here in 11th position. We got Shredder in 12th, and Lucky Alpha rounded out the field here in 13th position. So it is CB Matt, and he's looking for back-to-backers here again tonight. And boy, has anybody got an answer for this driver? Nolander in second place, so Nolander has caught and gotten around Fast Ginger there, so Nolander will take... Oh no, we just lost our third place driver. Oh, that's a heartbreaker right there. You hate to see that. And that's gonna be a real disconnect right there for Fast Ginger with a minute left in the race. And oh, what a heartbreaker, from podium down into what will be a 13th place finish here in race 2. That's devastating. We got Sticky Bandit here in 4th place. We got Trone Kobe here in 5th. We've got Egon here in 6th place. We got ATB in 7th. We got Merch in 8th. We've got Death in 9th. Miguel in 10th. We got Shredda here in 11th. And we got Lucky here in 12th place. And Fast Ginger retired with a minute left in the race there. That's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. TDC knows how that feels. That happened to him last week's race as well, from the race lead, ladies and gentlemen. So it does happen, unfortunately. It is CB Matt here in 1st place. It's Nolander here in 2nd position. It's Agent Orange here in 3rd place. It's Sticky Bandit right there in 4th. It's Egon here in 5th. It's Trone in 6th. It's ATB here in 7th. Got CB Merch in 8th. Death in 9th. Miguel here in 10th. We got Shredda in 11th place. And we got Lucky Alpha here in 12th place. And it's it. Timer has ran out. So this is going to be it as these drivers come across the start finish line. This time it is checkered flag. Yeah, I know you know that pain, TDC, my guy. I know you know that pain, my dude. That's the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Just like an engine blows up in a race car, it can happen literally 10 meters from the start finish line, and you could fall short by half a step and get an incomplete race finish. It's just the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. We're gutted for Fast Ginger, but you know what? Next week's a whole new week. We got CB Matt here in 1st place. We got Nolander here in 2nd position. We got Sticky Bandit here now up into 3rd. And that means Egon here is in 4th place. Can he get the run? It's going to be CB Matt with the win. Nolander's coming through here in 2nd place, and there is a potential podium there for Egon here. And it is going to be Nolander coming through with double podiums here tonight for himself as well, and he's going to be very pleased with that. We've got Sticky Bandit Egon, and here we go. Drag race to the finish line again, and who's it going to be? Oh, it's Egon. Egon edges out Sticky Bandit. No shot. Egon gets the job done. Sticky Bandit in 4th place. Trone Kobe in 5th. We got ATB in 6th place. All three with drag photo finishes here this week, ladies and gentlemen. CB Merch in 7th. We got Death in 8th place. Got Miguel here in 9th position. We got Shredda there in 10th place, and well, how's that? Egon with a drive-through penalty comes all the way back and steals podium position. 3rd place, literally in the last meters of the race. We got Shredda here in 10th position. We got Lucky Alpha in 11th. We got Agent Orange rounding out here in 12th position. And mega fuel saving here is this driver. And wow, what a race by TT's Egon right there. Didn't see that one coming. GG's. Wow, what a race, ladies and gentlemen. Pro-Am stole the show this week, in my opinion. Wow, that was two very, very, very good races from our Pro-Am class. And up 12 positions for the win is VPR CB Matt, all the way from the back of the pack. Wish it on nobody. I feel you, brother. I feel you, TDC. Wow, what a race, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was crazy racing. So it is going to be CB Matt Merch with the race win, back 2 wins here. Nolander's going to get double 2nd place finishes here this week as well. Egon's going to get 3rd place finish here in race 2. It's going to be Sticky Bandit in 4th, Trone Kobe in 5th, ATB in 6th, CB Merch in 7th, and ATK Death in 8th position here. And as we head down to the other half of our field, it's going to be Miguel finishing out in 9th, also a driver who had a drive-through penalty and came back and grabbed 3-4 more spots as well. VPR Shredda here in 10th position. We got Lucky Alpha in 11th. We got Agent Orange in 12th, and Fast Ginger with a last lap disconnector is going to take the 13th place finish here in race 2. Well, yeah, good job, Egon. Hey, that was didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming. He came absolutely flying out of nowhere. Yeah, that was an impressive race right there. Alright, GG's to the drivers. So we're going to kick it over this way here. Ooh, yeah, that's right. I'm just going to let you enjoy highlights while we get the podium interviews set up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our podium finishers with us, so let's go have some conversations. That was some great racing right there by all our drivers, and I got to tell you what, the AM class, they come out Monday night, and race one, it's raining, and they take it very cautious, very gingerly. They play nice in orderly fashion here for the first lap, have a great race. Our pros come in last night, much of the same thing, a little bit more faster pace race, but still very orderly and very patient, very cautious, coming into Toll Plaza for the first time on lap one. And then there's our pro-ams. They just sent it. They're like, psh, we'll show these guys how it's done. We're going to go 2x2 all the way through lap one, and we're going to have a great battle. And that is what we saw here tonight from these pro-am divisions, not only in race one, but in race two. That was great scrapping all through the field. That was great door-to-door action, and boy, oh boy, these pro-ams were definitely ready to tear up the streets of Tokyo here tonight. So without further ado, let's go see what they have to say about it. We're going to go start with ATK's death. He got third place in race one in that very, very tough race, very tough conditions there, and we're going to go have a little chat with him first. So congratulations on a great third place finish there tonight, Death, and why don't you walk us through your evening here? Tell the viewers how it was out there on a very tough track under tough conditions.
What's going on, guys? It like you said, it was definitely a tough track and some tough conditions tonight. The rain definitely played a big factor, and as you could tell, I couldn't find a buddy to draft with during qualifying, so I qualified way in the back in comparison to where I figured I would be, and what I knew I was putting my times down as. But a little bit of patience. I was slowly able to work myself through the pack, and even in that last little bit there on I think it was probably the last four laps or so on the that first race. I think I gained 5 positions and just in that little short span, 4 or 5 slots. So it was definitely tough, but it was just keeping pace, keeping steady, and letting others make mistakes, and making the move whenever they did, not being over eager to get by them. But also, like you said, was we definitely sent it. There was a lot of chaos in that first couple laps with all of us just trying to push, and everybody raced clean. It was great, and you couldn't really ask for a better race. It was definitely it's what I expect out of this group of guys. I've raced with them for a while now, and every one of them's been doing great. And I love to see it.
Absolutely. I mean, he definitely had the commentator on his toes all night long here in the booth. That's for sure. There wasn't a moment where there wasn't something fantastic happening on this racetrack, whether it was up in the front of the pack or it was in the middle of the pack or even whether it was in the back end of the pack. There was just something crazy going on in both races, all race long. So we moved to race two. You had a little bit of a tough start. You had to come from the back of the pack, obviously based off of coming in third place, or you were sort of third last starter in the grid for race two. And I mean, it was a feisty race two at race start. I mean, nobody was willing to give even a millimeter throughout that race. And I mean, it really seemed like the front runners in race one, you guys really had to be patient. You really kind of had to try and pick your moments. And if you hesitated, you just missed out. Was that the case out there tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody was on their A game. I think even the guys that started up front, they held that position for as long as they could, and everybody in between. Like you said, I mean, turn one got a little hairy with somebody getting sideways, but that does happen, especially on cold tires, and most of us probably started on mediums, I'd assume, just given the conditions, and it definitely, everybody grouped together. I think at one point in turn one or two, we were 3 wide, and it was a big old mess, but we all made it out of it. We all survived it, and lived to see another day and race another day.
Absolutely, and Tokyo always provides it always provides an interesting race. Needless to say, sometimes it goes one way and sometimes it goes the other. But I definitely would say that tonight it went in the way of absolutely epic racing from this pro-am division. I mean, we were one driver short on the grid here tonight. We definitely missed Pete Snow on the track, but we hope him and his fam are doing fantastic, and we'll be excited to see him get back on when he's able. But boy, the other 13 drivers here in the division just put on a show here tonight. So I mean, good racing. It's a tough fight. These standings are close. We were going over the standings here at the beginning of the broadcast, and the gap between first to second, second to third, third to fourth, pretty much all the way through the field down to about 10th place is only like 8, 10, 12 point separation. So is that on your mind now as you're going through the races? We're at the halfway point of the season here now. We got five races remaining. I mean, is that what the thought process is starting to move to now? You're starting to kind of look at those point totals, look at those gaps, and kind of trying to determine how and what kind of finishes you're looking for as you move forward.
Yeah, definitely. With the point standings, whenever Larry released those out for us, and we got to see where we all stood. It was definitely an eye opener that how close we really were. And I'd really hoped for a better race two finish. I made some mistakes, but I'll take the podium on race one, and where I finished on race two still wasn't bad for the mistakes that I did make. So hopefully we can get some decent points out of this and keep that grouping close. Um, right now it looks like we're going to have a tough time catching CV Matt this season, but that's pretty expected. He's a fast driver, so I can't say I'm too terribly surprised there. But we'll keep pushing, we'll keep working, and see what we can do. As you can see from last season, back half of the season usually seems to be my strong suit. So we'll keep the pace up and see if we can't get faster.
Absolutely, and I don't know if this pro-am class gets any faster, ladies and gentlemen. We might have to start calling them pro-tier drivers. They are absolutely just flying out there right now. We love to see it. A huge contribution to you guys. I see you guys out there practicing a lot together as a division, as a group of drivers. And do you think that maybe is a little bit of a testament to the great close action racing we're starting to see right now?
It is, it gives us a great time to get comfortable with each other on each individual track and the cars we've got picked for the season. And I really think that does attribute to how close and how we're willing to leave each other millimeters instead of feet. We get used to doing it in practice, so we just keep doing that same thing in the race. And it's great that we can all come together and practice together, and nobody's trying to do it in secret or anything like that. It's a great group of guys here racing with us. It's awesome, and I absolutely love it.
Absolutely, and I gotta tell you, the fans and then ourselves as the host of the organizers are definitely loving to see what every one of our classes of drivers are putting out there week in and week out. It has been 15 absolutely amazing races here so far from Roving on World Tour 2, and tonight was no exception. But I mean, with that being said, I guess any final remarks on your evening here tonight, and any shout outs and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something I tend to forget is thank the drivers, man. These guys are pushing hard, giving us a good battle, and everybody's racing clean and having a good time. Um, Also, thank you guys, the stewards, and everybody involved in the GT45 Gaming Administration. You guys put on an awesome show for us as always. Like thank my wife for giving me the time, and my kids for enjoying watching me race and joining in on the commentary with you guys. And I also want to thank Attack Motorsports for setting me up in this car, getting me going, and keeping it real and helping me practice for these things. I hope to see more of them get into this. I know I've got a couple more guys interested on the team, so hopefully we can keep growing that following with you guys and get more people in this.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody's welcome. We all know that here. So, yeah, if you're sitting on the fence and you want to think about getting into organized racing, league racing, what we call it, don't be scared. Jump in. Come and check out the community. Come see what we're all about. Come jump on track with some of the drivers. They don't bite, I promise. If anything, they're just going to immediately jump into instructor role and help you work out whatever it is that you'd like help with. So, don't hesitate. Jump into the GT45 Gaming Discord server today and get involved with the community because it's a one of a kind community. I'll tell you that much. But great racing from you again here this evening, and we'll see you next week at Grand Valley.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. You all have a good night.
You do too, my man. You too. All right, we're gonna move over to the other third place finisher of the night here. We're gonna go over and talk to 1010's Egon here. He had an absolutely phenomenal second race. He had a great first race as well, but just got caught up with teammate Fast Ginger there heading into Toll Plaza a little bit there as they were working together and caused them both a little bit of damage there. So I kind of slowed him down a little bit in race one, but boy, oh boy, this man, he found a whole new level here at race two. Egon had to serve a drive-through penalty here too as well, ladies and gentlemen, within the first three laps of this race. So he had to work hard here and to come up with a third place finish. That was an incredible drive tonight, Egon. And I mean, with that being said, talk us through that second race. What was going through your mind? And as you were chasing down Sticky Bandit right at the end of the race, there, did you ever imagine you were going to be sitting on podium there tonight after that 30-minute race?
Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, it was a race to remember. On your assessment, yeah, my I was a little bummed out by the first race. I was actually doing quite well and working my way up on the first. And as you mentioned, I got some damage front and back. I'm sure I know it wasn't intentional. The track was very slippery, but I got total damage. So I probably lost 3 or 4 positions. I couldn't keep up with any cars. I didn't have any speed, nothing. So I was basically just cruising to the end, trying to make it to the end, and that's where I finished on the first one. But then I just regathered my thoughts, put my my racer's hat together, and I said, "All right, gotta work to do. Let's do it." I've done some practice on this track. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a track that takes a lot of attention. As Death said, there's a lot of attrition there. It's as much as a wheel-to-wheel racing race as it is a head race. You've got to keep your focus on every corner. You can't miss a beat, and you have to be. You can't have one snap of losing any attention. So your attention span must be 100%, and the focus must be there. So I'm glad that yeah, I was able to send it. I also use my head in many ways. You mentioned Bandit, and I also had Colby. Tron Colby was also behind me, in front of me, and I was definitely using the right strategy in terms of trying to keep the car fast. The Porsche is not a very high top speed car, so I was being passed on the straights, but I knew that I had the car and the tires to do well in the corners. So yeah, those great fighting. It was all calculated. I think I got away with a few crashes right in front of me that I was able to avoid. So it was a head race after all. A lot of strategy, but to your point, I think I really put pedal to the metal and finished it up. I didn't blink once. I gave it all, and I'm glad I was able to, come from 12 or 13 to third place. So great race.
Absolutely. I mean, incredible drive. I mean, when we talk about drivers that have, say, a crash at the beginning of a race and they got to make that early pit stop for damage, or say they have to do an assess penalty very early on in the race, and you got to come back from that. A recovery drive to a driver is, you're looking for a top 10, maybe a top six finish if you can squeeze it in there. But very rarely does it come to mind to a driver that, hey, you know what, I might have a shot at a podium here. I'm going to do this. But it didn't stop this man tonight, Egon, as he came through with a strong second race finish, and I mean. That was incredible. I mean, I don't know what the time gap was between you and Sticky. It was what was it? It was point
I think we're
one.
close,
It was
right?
it was 0.14
Yeah,
seconds
yeah,
between you and
yeah.
Sticky Bandit at the line there. So all three races this week, we literally had a photo finish here at Tokyo as well. So I guess Tokyo has themselves a great racetrack here in the city streets of Tokyo as well. But just great racing. I don't even know what to ask you. I'm just so absolutely amazed at what we just saw there from the situation you were dealt there in race number two, and to come back with a podium finish. I mean, if that's not hope for every other racer in the series that may have to serve a drive-through penalty or has served a drive-through penalty this season, don't give up, because it's doable. Because Egon just took a
Yeah.
P3 finish from one, so I guess
Yeah.
you've been having a good season. You've been driving really strong, and got yourself on the podium here tonight. So I'm gonna give you the floor with any final remarks and any shoutouts and thank yous you want to toss out there.
Yeah, thank you. Just like that mentioned, I'd like to thank all the drivers. I think we had a good bunch. We have a good bunch, a great bunch of drivers, very clean. The conditions are horrible to race today, as you know, and keeping it clean and tidy as most of us kept most of the time was really amazing. So thank you. Yeah, Sticky Bandit. Sorry, man. I knew I would take you though. I had you on my viewfinder there, and I took the last corner before the big straight, knowing that I would be able to catch up to you. So great racing though. But I knew I would get you there. I did an amazing last two corners just to get there, and I don't even know how I got here. But thank you all. I'd like to thank also TT Racing, especially the instructors team, Black Widow, Miss Devious. Thank you very much for the support. Jay said as well for being there and opening up the lobby for us to practice. So thank you to all team, to the sponsors, and to my wife Giselle, who also, as always, supports me here. And I'm gonna have a drink with her right now. So thank you very much, Ghost. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Egon, and what an incredible race for you here in race number 2 and a good racing night. And well, you know what? We'll let you get back at the clubhouse there so you can celebrate with your wife and your team. We appreciate you, my dude.
Thank you, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you this guy is excited to have a little chat with us here. Roles reversed here this week, Mr. Nolander Gaming. Two very strong finishes here for you tonight on a track that, well, we warned the fans that you were going to be very strong at here tonight. You didn't quite have enough in the tank to pull off the top of the podium here tonight, but 2 second place finishes for you, really strengthening your place in the standings here coming into next week. I mean, congratulations, great driving, and I mean, how you feeling? Talk us through it.
Wow. I'm still really pumped. You know, it was an incredible race. As Egon and Des said, you know, it really comes down to the drivers that are around you. You know, to make it such a good race. I took a little bit of front damage here in the second race, which I was really bummed out about, but it was my own fault. It was costing me like 5, 6 miles an hour on the long stretch, and I just didn't have it. I just could not catch CB Matt in the corners. I'd catch him in the corners, and that McLaren's hard to catch on the straights without damage, you know. But it was a fantastic race. I'm super happy with it. I made some really, really nice, clean passes, you know, and I could see it going on all around me. You know, everybody just racing their hearts out. It was great. But then when I went to pit, I took on 1 lap too much fuel, and then for some reason it wouldn't allow me to fix that damage. So I had to finish the entire rest of the race with the damage. So I couldn't catch CB Matt. I mean, he's quick anyways, but I think without the damage, that race would have gone a whole different way on the second one. And then the first race, I mean, again, the drivers, man, did absolutely fantastic. Like, it was super clean, super fun. Most fun I've had throughout this whole thing. Finally put together a couple of podiums. It's not my first ever podium on in a league race, but it is my first ever interview. We made it.
I know, it's kind of weird being on the other side of the mic, isn't it?
It really is, man. I'm like stumbling over my words, and if I was the commentator, it'd be just fine.
I feel it. I feel it. I mean, it was fun to watch tonight, and you know, I that's weird, the damage thing. We'll definitely be looking into that. I'm glad that you brought that to our attention. Of course, we'll bring that up with our race control officials here post race, and we'll do a little bit of an investigation on that topic and see if we can find an answer to why it's doing that. But nonetheless, I mean, you had incredible pace even with a damaged race car. I mean, in race 1, you had a damaged race car, and you continued to put the pressure on the field. You continued to fight the field, and with the exception of CB Matt, it didn't really seem like anybody had that pace for you tonight. You know, I would definitely think it would be safe to say that if Nolander kept that car damage free here tonight, you know, he may very well have been battling CB Matt potentially in both races for top spot on the podium here tonight, because you looked great out there. I mean, you know, we know that this is one of your better tracks. We know that you love to rip around this racetrack here, but typically not in this car per se. I mean, how did the BMW feel around here, especially in those wet conditions?
Wet conditions is definitely tough no matter what kind of car you're in, but I was in doing some practice laps with Black Widow the other day, and she was like, "Hey man, use traction control of at least one." And I was like, you know, you know, the pride kind of hurts the pride a little bit to use the traction control, but it's, you know what, they use it in real life and they use it for a reason. And so I actually ran a traction control of 3 during that first race. And I'll tell you what, in a rain race, you want traction control. You really, really do. It makes all the difference in the world. you can get out of the corners so much faster. If you do start to lose grip, it takes away the power. The car grabs again almost instantly, and you're off and running, to where if you're not using traction control, you lose that grip for a split second and it could send you right round. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, let's talk about a little moment. I believe it was race number 2 there, very early on in the race. You were battling with CB Merch, a silver Porsche, and he got a little nick into the wall, I believe, as you were going into the chicane, the bus stop section there on the racetrack, and he bounced off and just deflected into the rear end of your car there a little bit. And boy, that was an incredible save on your part there, just keeping it out of the left-hand side wall, and of course still managing to continue up the track. I mean, how were those moments? I mean, it's tough racing on Tokyo here. It's a narrow racetrack in some spots, and you guys were sending that 2x2 through a lot of the areas of this racetrack. There's a little bit of contact sometimes when you're in tight quarters like that. I mean, how do you prepare yourself, I guess, for that as you're coming into racing, knowing that there's a good chance there's going to be contact, and then how do you prepare yourself to try and react to that contact, I guess, as it happens unexpectedly?
Well, to be honest, I don't know of a way to prepare yourself for that. You just gotta have to kind of expect it. And that's about the only thing I can say as far as that goes. But yeah, there was a couple of really hairy moments there for me. Uh Coming around the first sets of corners. So I don't even know how it happened, but all I know is that ATV kind of just barely clipped my rear end, and it sent me so sideways that I was very surprised that I was able to save it. And that lost me quite a bit of time trying to catch back up, but we just, put our head down, focused, and for myself, every time I get in a league race, my anxiety gets really, really high. And thankfully today it didn't get quite so high, and that's the key for racing, is just take it easy in your mind, take it easy with your inputs. Slower really is faster. It really, really is. Coming into a lot of the corners that I know I can take it flat out, if I slow down just a pinch, I actually end up coming out of the corner faster than what I do if I take it flat out. So that'd be my advice to everybody. Just slow down just a pinch, and it really goes a long way.
Absolutely, you're definitely not wrong on that right there, my friend. And I mean, just great racing here tonight. It's nice to finally talk to you on the podium here. Almost all of our pro-am drivers have had a podium here this season. So as we continue these races throughout the season here, we continue to talk to almost each one of our drivers throughout the class here. So Nolander's first set here in this season for this series as well, but back-to-back podiums here. So with that being said, it was a great racing from you here tonight, and I'm just gonna let you have any final remarks and any shoutouts and thank yous you want to throw out there.
Well, you know me, brother. Big, big shout out and thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For not only allowing me to even be able to race, but to get to meet such fantastic people, man. Really is a really good group of racers in this league. Everybody is very kind and just willing to help one another get on track and practice, give little tips and tricks. As Egon said, nothing is done in secret. Everybody is more than welcome to share knowledge and information, and that's really, I think, the key to getting better on track is being around people like that. And this league and other leagues, that I've done, the racing community in itself is just a whole different level in the gaming world. It's so much tighter knit group than any other gaming you want to play, whether it be Call of Duty or whatever, you're not going to find the type of camaraderie that you do in racing. And definitely want to say a big thank you to all the drivers for that. Big thank you to yourself for doing comms and putting on this league. A big thank you to D.9 and all those guys that develop these leagues and send them over for us. Big shout out to those guys and the sponsors. Yeah, man, I'm definitely thrilled to have gotten on podium. Kind of bummed I wasn't able to get the double P1s, but it ain't over yet. And I'll tell you, I'm not so much looking forward to next week's race at Grand Valley. It is not a strong track for me, but I'm going to be putting in the work on it and see if we can't do it again next week. I mean, all we can do is try, right?
Really, all you can do is try, and you know what? As long as you give it 100% effort, it doesn't. It's not about winning, anyways. It's just about going out there, giving it your best, no matter what the situation is, and having a whole lot of fun in the process.
Yeah, that's just it, man. It's definitely not all about winning. Winning is definitely nice. It gives you confidence, but it's more about the experience. So, like you said, to those guys and gals maybe that are sitting on the fence and just wondering, hey, should I get into this kind of thing? I can promise you, you won't have this kind of fun legally. And in good sim racing, you find a good group of guys, find some good leagues, um, uh, DMJ, that series is also super fantastic. This Roving Island World Tour, I really like the layout of the two sprint races and then the following week having the hour-long race. And it's just a really good setup. Great group of guys and gals out there. Speaking of gals, big thank you to Miss D for all her help that she's provided you with, man. Absolutely incredible stuff. And all the rest of the staff behind the scenes, too. These things don't go over well without them. And at the stage that you're at now, it wouldn't go over at all without them.
Absolutely, I don't disagree at all. But great racing by you today, Team Rad, team founder here, Nolander Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely go check them out over there on Facebook Gaming, especially on Friday when Ghost is going to win at Suzuka. Cough, cough. But yeah, no, go check them out over there on Facebook Gaming, Nolander Gaming over on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. Great content creator, great commentator as well, and well, he's in the same. He's into the same business as we are here at GT45 Gaming, so go show that love, everybody, and congratulations, man. That was some great racing from you tonight.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing some highlights. I'll have to make some highlights myself. Make me a reel out of that one because boy howdy, it was some good racing. And thank you.
Absolutely. Cheers, brother.
All right, right on, my guy. We'll chat with you later. You have an absolutely blessed remainder of your night, my friend.
You too, my friend. You too.
All right, good stuff. All right, chat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. No Ladder Gaming, great guy, great dude, seriously great content creator over there, and just all around great individual and human being. So we appreciate No Ladder, and glad to see him have some great results here tonight. But let's go talk to this guy here again, Mr. VPR Racing. CB Matt. This guy has been flying this season. He had a couple of shaky races very early on in the season, but boy, oh boy, he just all of a sudden seemed to click into this McLaren, and he has absolutely been flying around the racetracks here the last couple of weeks. Coming in here tonight, back-to-back podium wins. I mean, again, how you feeling, my dude? And talk us through your race night tonight, because you were flying out there.
Yeah, thanks, Ghost. Yeah, man, another really good night. Couldn't have asked for any better. And first of all, shout out, to all the other podium winners and everything they said, bang on. Congratulations to all the other racers. Awesome, clean racing, respectful racing, but fast and on the edge. I'm gutted for Ginger. I don't know what place he was in when it happened, but I know he was up there near the front of the pack. when he got DC there in the second race. So gutted for him. That's a hard pill to swallow, but he'll be back at it flying next week. But yeah, no, I'm just super pleased, man. You know, the rain race quality for me was hugely important. I wanted that first place so bad, so that I could avoid as much chaos as possible. You know, on a wet track coming into T1, and honestly, that was the difference maker. I made it through T1 without any issue, pulled a bit of a gap, and then clean air, nobody to worry about. I just kind of got in the groove and was able to just kind of keep extending it while everybody else was fighting behind me. So that just worked out really well. And then in race two, just again, when you're starting from the back of the grid, it's all about patience. Um, Coming into turn one there, I kind of got caught up in the pack, and I just said to myself, I got to back out of this, man. I got to survive to fight another day here. And we just started eventually chipping our way through it. Got some damage on lap three, I think it was. I think it was Sticky got sideways coming out of T1. I just kind of clipped him when he was across the track, but it was just aero damage. I was able to hang on to somebody in the draft on most laps to kind of tug me along, because otherwise I was losing a bit of top end. And then made the switch to softs and the McLaren, the garage got the McLaren ready to roll tonight, and it was cooking, and I was able to just start chewing away time on the front two or three guys, and again worked out really well.
Absolutely, and I mean, the second place finisher in both races, at one point in time in both races, really did start to apply some pressure, really started to chew the time away on you there, and then eventually just fell a little bit off the pace. I mean, were you monitoring that as you were going around? Obviously the team in radio control communication just probably keeping you at least aware of where that BMW was coming in behind you there. But I mean, what's going through your mind when a driver is really starting to bear down on you like that? Is it just kind of like, okay, let's kick it back into high gear, or is it we got a couple minutes left, we should be okay? I mean, what goes through your mind in that situation when you got the team radio going and going, okay, this guy's gaining here?
Yeah, like in the first race, for me, anytime it's under 4 or 5 seconds, you're monitoring it. You're very mindful of what's going on behind you, and I knew that whether it was Nolander or Ginger or whoever it was that was behind me, I know that all it takes on that track is one little snap of oversteer or a little bit of understeer out of a corner into a wall, and 4 or 5 seconds evaporates in a hurry. So I I was aware of it certainly, but then as I kind of was able to expand that gap a little bit further, it just takes the pressure off, and I was able to I was just kind of in the groove and flowing around the track nicely. Didn't feel like I had to push it, push the envelope too much, and I knew that if it appeared to me like the battle in behind was pretty tight, based on the radar. So I figured, if they were battling with each other, that's an advantage to me, and yeah, it worked out. And then second race, I mean, I was in the midst of it the majority of the race. So yeah, you're always watching the splits. When Ginger and Mar, I think, were out in front of me there, I didn't know what tires they were on, but you're just constantly watching the delta to see what kind of time you can pull out of them. And yeah, just in that second one, I was just trying to push it as hard as humanly possible. I wanted that double P1 again this week, and glad I was able to pull it out.
Absolutely. And I mean, you get fastest lap on the first race as well, but ATB does take fastest lap in race number two, so he does steal that point away from you there. And of course, that is a driver that's
Mhm.
really applying the pressure on you in the standings here right now. Not the best of results for that driver here tonight. So, you're going to have a little bit more of a cushion going into next week's sprint race format at Grand Valley. So does that change the way you approach it? Are you going to go in maybe just a little bit more relaxed and situational awareness, knowing that you have a little bit more of a gap, or is it still just full push on and wait to see where we're at in the last couple of rounds?
No, heck yeah, man. I know how quickly the tides can turn. So what Guardian's going through right now, went through it last season. Obviously missed race two this season, and then laid a giant goose egg at Mount Panorama in race three. So I know how quickly that point differential can evaporate. So it's full send from here on out, and not gonna lie to you, Grand Valley's not at the top of my list of favorite tracks. Um, but hey, we'll put some time in here over the next few days and try to get as comfortable as we can with the track and aim for the top step again and see where we land.
Absolutely, and I mean that's all we can do as racers. All we can do is just prepare from week to week, from race to race, and hope the crews give us the best car out on the racetrack at the end of the day. But just absolutely fantastic racing, and you're definitely looking like the driver that everybody's kind of got the target on right now. Every driver we talk to is always talking about CB Matt, how he's on top of his game right now. He's going to be hard to beat. So. Big target on your back moving into round 6, but I'm sure very up to the challenge. I guess with that being said, any final remarks on the evening and any shout outs and thank yous you want to throw out there to the viewers watching at home?
Yeah, no, again, huge shout out to all the drivers, not only in this division but in the league. Awesome community. Everybody's super open and engaged, and there's always any lobby you go in, there's people from every team coming and going, and it's always sort of an open door policy, which is really cool to see. Um, and you're always rooting for everybody out there. You have a bad race, it is what it is. It's always nice to see fresh faces on the podium as well. And at the end of the day, this doesn't happen without you, Ghost, obviously, and your crew behind the scenes, and Miss D doing race control. You guys put on a really cool product here for us and for the fans, and man, this thing is going to keep growing. It's going to be it's going to become your worst nightmare because it's going to get big, which is a really cool thing. And obviously my team, Victory Pace Racing. I can hear the boys on the PSN chat over on the other side of the room there hooting and hollering. So everybody's thanks to them. We keep it light, we have fun, but at the same time, it's all about getting faster and getting more consistent. So a huge shout out to them. And then really finally the sponsors that help us out to be able to put the time in that we put in. Foundation TS, Munson Restaurant Group, IMB Racewear, Capral Sim, and Archangel Sim. And finally, looking forward to the next one. Just keep the momentum rolling and see what happens.
Absolutely, and very well said. And momentum you definitely have right now, and I'm sure with that momentum comes a newfound little bit of confidence as well, as this driver's really been stacking up some podium finishes here in the last couple of weeks. But I definitely can't wait to see what this Pro-Am class is going to throw at us at Grand Valley Highway number 1 next week. We are again on a sprint race format next week as well. I know, I bet you're all expecting an endurance race, weren't you? And just on a side note as well, it was determined that the viewers also awarded you a bonus 2 points for driver of the day as well for your great drives out there this evening. So you're going to pick up an additional 2 points on top of those 2 wins in a fastest lap tonight here as well. So congratulations for that. And, we'll let you get back to that VPR clubhouse.
Very cool. Thanks very much, Ghost. Cheers. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, brother. We appreciate you. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. 4 podium finishers here this evening, and 2 of them with double podiums. And so we had VPR's CB Mac coming in with the Sprint Race 1 win in the wet conditions. Noel Lander Gaming coming in a very close second place finish, and ATK Motorsports Death coming in with that third place finisher in Race 1. We head to Race 2, and boy, Race 2 was just a non-stop race of curveballs. They kept us guessing. We never knew who was going to go where and what was going to end up by the end of that race. But the one thing that was for was CB Matt from VPR had a commanding drive here tonight and took home a win again in race number 2. But don't take away from Noel Lander Gaming. He was absolutely ripping in the city streets of Tokyo here today and comes home with a second place finish in race number 2 for himself as well. And a 10-10 Egon, after serving a stop and go drive through penalty within the first 3 laps of the race, coming back and finishing very strong, stealing third place away in the last few meters of the race from THG Sticky Bandit by 0.014 seconds. It doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. It was some spectacular racing here tonight from this Pro-Am class, and wow, I mean, we had 3 great nights of racing action here in Tokyo. I want to say thank you to Tokyo for letting us rip up their awesome city streets. They provided us a great venue to race on here today. The weather was very uncooperative, but boy, the racers were up to the challenge this week. Thank you to the racers, the crews, and the teams that put these cars on the track every single race week. Keep these things in great tip-top running condition so we can continue to have such great racing action every Monday through Wednesday here at Roving Island World Tour 2. You know, much love to the fans at home that are watching, enjoying coming in here and just absolutely loving what we're doing here. It's all for you. This is why we do it. Our determination and our drive and the fire is for the fans at home, for the viewers at home. We just want to put on a good show, and boy, these drivers have been doing nothing but putting on a great show this season. And most importantly, I want to say thank you to DDR, D-Dot Racing, the presenters and the organizers of the event, his partners DMJ, LWR Designs, WPR Hot Laps, you know, absolutely great group of dudes over there in the UK. And, you know, they provide some absolutely bangers of leagues down here in North America, and these drivers, they just absolutely gobbling it up here. So yeah, you know, just much love, and to the team behind me. Matt said it good, and Nolander as well. You know, right now at the state we're in here right now, with how quickly the driving community is growing here, I could not do it without my team behind me. So to the GT45 Gaming administration staff, thank you for all your absolute hundreds and hundreds of hours of dedicated time to get this series ready and to continue to keep this series running. To my stewarding officials as well, for all that time that you take out of your evenings to make sure that we are taking care of our drivers and making sure that the safety of our drivers is always maintained throughout the season. And just thank you to everybody else that I've missed in between that makes it happen. High Pre Graphics for loading us up with some great visuals as well. Miss Devious for the track maps. Larry for the standings, of course, as well. I mean, it really does take a team to make this dream work, and I appreciate the team more than they know, and I couldn't do it without them. So, you know, thank you everybody all around. It's been a great night of racing. It's been a great week of racing. These highlight videos are going to be lit next week. We're going to try and do something a little extra special with them just because the week of racing was so great. So we'll see what we come up with here, and well, I mean, we'll be back Friday night for some Super Formula racing here for myself. So I'm going to be jumping into my Super Formula 2019 or 23 Super Formula car. I haven't decided which one we're going to take yet this week, and we're going to go see if we can continue our podium charge as well over there in the Rad Super Formula League we got going on there. So coming in round 3, leading that championship over there, and we're going to get back behind the wheel for what will be one of my toughest races of the season on that schedule with Suzuka. So I appreciate y'all. Friday night at about 8 p.m. Eastern time, we should have this stream up and kicking hopefully for everybody, and we'll see y'all on track. I appreciate y'all. Remember, you all matter. Stay winning, and we'll catch you on the next one.